lead.
Good evening and welcome to Brazil Stadium for Antelope Baseball. Michael Potter, Taylor Bond here with you as the Lopes host the Dons of the University of San Francisco. The Dons come in 8-5 on the season. Nino Giarratano brings his squad in his 19th year out of the West Coast Conference, picked to finish 6th in that conference. The Lopes are happy to be home. 3-6, had a tough go of it on the road at Wichita State and St. Mary's after that great series win over Oklahoma State to start the season. And Taylor, they are glad to be home after being away for 2 straight series.
Absolutely. Coming off 10 road games in a row and finally coming back home here to the beautiful GCU Stadium here for this tournament, of course, against the San Francisco Dons. And Deacon Hart coming out here to pitch this evening for the Lopes. It's going to be a great game, Michael, and can you give us our lineups?
Deacon Hart on the mound for GCU. Hart, the junior transfer coming over after JUCO, played in the Junior College World Series, won that, the Division I World Series. Deegan, the big right-hander, you can see him warming up on the hill right now. Hart, a 7.53 ERA, a record of 0-3, a tough luck loser in 3 of those ball games, has pitched well in the first couple of games this year. And so Hart will be your pitcher in 14 1/3 innings. He's given up 17 hits, 14 runs, 12 were earned. He's walked 6 and struck out 13. Opponents hitting .288 against Hart. He'll be throwing to Griffin Barnes. Barnes has really locked down that catcher role for GCU. We'll get you set on the defense in just a moment. Matt Sinatro to lead things off for the Dons, the senior left fielder. Nico Giarratano, the senior shortstop, bat second, and Alan Smoot, the senior third baseman, will bat third. So Sinatro, Giarratano, and Smoot to lead things off. About ready to go here is the home plate umpire, Robert McKinley. Down at first, Stephen Barga, and at third, John Flanagan. Hart in his 3rd start since coming over. Grew up in Glendale, Arizona. First pitch from Deegan. Missed outside, ball 1, and we are underway here. Beautiful night here at Brazil, about 80 degrees. Not much of a breeze, a little light breeze out of the west, about 7 miles an hour, but gorgeous night at the ballpark.
Absolutely. And the Lopes, of course, have not been home since February 28th, or 20th, excuse me, when they played Oklahoma State in that 3-game series. So glad to be back here this March 10th game to face off against the Dons for this first game of 3 this weekend.
2-0 count. That one in there for a strike. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike on Sinatro. Leading off for the Dons. Matt hitting a .195 on the year, has played in all 12 games this year for the Dons. Started 11 of them. That one missed high and away, so Hart in danger of walking the first batter he's faced. Around the horn for the Lopes defensively. Quinn Cotton in left, Kona Quiggle in center, and Garrison Schwartz in right. Malice at third, Austin Bull at short, Greg Sines at second, and Ian Evans at first. Of course, Barnes behind the plate with Hart on the hill. Caught the outside corner. Boy, Sinatro taking a lot of pitches, looking for the base on balls here, but count goes full, 3-2.
Absolutely made WCC honorable mention last year as a junior. Had his breakout year earning that honorable mention recognition.
Foul back, 3 balls and 2 strike the count. Lopes shifted a bit toward left center field here. Big gap in right center for Sinatro. Just underway from Brazil. 3-game series. Game tomorrow at 2 and Sunday at 1.
Absolutely. Will be a great weekend of baseball here for the Lopes.
In the air to center. Quiggle coming over. Calls off Cotton, makes the grab, 1 up, 1 down, as Sinatro flies out to center field for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up the coach's son, Nico Giarratano. Nico, the preseason West Coast Conference first team. He's the reigning defensive player of the year for the conference last year. And as we mentioned, the coach's son, his dad, Nino Giarratano, 19th season with San Francisco, a record of 510 wins to 523 losses and 1 tie. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
He's also a member of the Cape Cod Summer League He played in 35 games over the summer. The home run and 4 RBIs on the season. Of course, like you said, Defensive Player of the Year in the conference that includes BYU, Santa Clara, and LMU.
Swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes, the count. Outfield straight away here against Giarratano. Hart looking for his first strikeout of the ball game.
Giarratano 360 on the season. Looking down here, highest so far in this starting lineup.
Down the left field line, but that's going to slice and get foul and out of play. Count stays at no balls and 2 strikes. Giarratano leading this Dons squad in almost every offensive category. Having a great senior campaign here.
Yeah, named in the conference all 4 years he's been on the Dons
Strike
team.
3 called. Fastball on the inside corner. Might have been a little bit of a slider as well, but Giarratano goes down. It's the 14th strikeout of the year for Deegan Hart, and that is the first of the ball game for Hart. Quickly, 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring up Alan Smoot, the redshirt senior, third baseman for the Dons.
This is good news for Hart. He's gone 0-3 on the season, and to come out here starting this game in an important series back at home, this is going to bring a lot of confidence for him.
In the air and fouled off. Malice going to come over and take a look, but that'll get out of play. Smoot hitting .317 on the year. He's got no homers, 10 RBI. So a steady diet of lefties to get things going. Giarratano, a switch hitter, was hitting from the left side against the righty Deegan Hart, the 0-1.
Second team last year, a .321 average, earned Cal Ripken League All-Star after that junior season.
1-1 the count to Smoot. Outfield straight away, but Quiggle in center pretty deep in there for strike 2. 1-2 the count now, so Hart now with a chance to strike out a couple here in this first inning. Get his team back in the dugout, ready to go to work. Hart, a member of that 2016 National Junior College Division I National Championship squad at Yavapai College. Swing and a miss on the high fastball. Actually got a piece of it, tipped it into the mitt, and that is the inning. Well, Hart strikes out 2 to end the top half of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the first, no score. Lopes coming up.
Award-winning and chart-topping artists take the stage on March 22nd for the 9th annual Rock and Worship Roadshow right here at GCU Arena. Experience Christian music's most uplifting and entertaining concert series for the whole family. General admission tickets are just $10. Get your tickets now at gcuarena.com.
We go to the bottom of the first, no score. Deegan Hart, the starter for the Lopes, gets a couple of strikeouts and a fly out. GCU coming up here, and they will face Grant Goodman. Goodman, the redshirt junior right-hander for the Dons. 2.0 ERA, a record of 1-0, but he's pitched incredibly well this year. This will be his 3rd start of the season. 18 innings pitched. He's given up 12 hits, 5 runs, 4 were earned. He's walked 4 and struck out 16 opponents, hitting just 190 against Goodman. And Goodman, of course, missed all of 2015 with Tommy John surgery, but had a great freshman campaign and coming back strong here after a little bit of an off-season coming back from the Tommy John last year. He'll face Austin Bull, the switch-hitting shortstop, to lead things off for the Lopes. Greg Sines, the junior second baseman, bats second. Garrison Schwartz, the preseason WAC player of the year and right fielder, bats third. Ian Evans, the junior, bats fourth and plays first. Cuba Best, the DH, bats fifth. Quinn Cotton, the freshman in left field, bats sixth. Zach Malice, the sophomore at third base, bats seventh, also a WAC preseason first team selection. Number 41, Griffin Barnes, the catcher, bats eighth, and Kona Quiggle, plays center and bats ninth. So Bull, Signs, and Schwartz here in the bottom of the first. No score from Brazel. Bull moving over from second base to shortstop. Played the majority of the games at second base for GCU last year as a freshman. First pitch, fastball in the outside corner for strike one.
Yeah, named all Western Athletic Conference second team last year at second base. Ranked second on the Lopes in walks, drawn, and stolen bases.
Bull right up the middle. That's going to get through for a base knock. Austin Bull, his 12th hit of the season. So the Lopes got something going with the first runner on. That'll bring up Signs. Signs, a junior second baseman, in 304 on the year with 1 homer and 1 RBI. Had that solo shot in the ball game against Oklahoma State. We'll see if Coach Stankiewicz, coaching down there at third base, puts anything on here with runner on and nobody out. Bull had some speed last year, 0 for 2 in stolen bases this year.
Yeah, he looked really good, of course. Season high last year was only 4 hits against CSU Bakersfield. So putting on the statistics now here early on into the season and so far into the series.
Signs takes strike one, gets a look down to third base from Coach Stankiewicz. Greg Bordas coaching down at first. Ground ball right side, that's going to get through. Bull on his horse, going to turn. Going to go for third. The throw's going to go all the way to third, but not in time. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Back-to-back base hit singles for the Lopes to get things going here in the bottom of the first.
Just when you talked about his speed, Michael, he showed himself off right there, running into third so effortlessly. Runners now on first and third, splitting this field here, putting the Lopes in great position now, bringing up Garrison Schwartz to bat.
And Gary, the preseason WAC Player of the Year, had a fantastic freshman and sophomore campaigns for GCU. Bit of a slow start last year, turned it on toward the end. And bit of the same slow start here, just a .194 on the season with 1 homer and 6 RBI. Chopper, that should get a run in. They're going to go to second for 1, back to first, not in time, and throw gets over the head of the first baseman, but Schwartz back to first. Run comes across, 1-0, GCU.
Don's first baseman and catcher there having a little bit of a struggle here in the field, trying to pick up that loose ball, letting Schwartz there on first. 1 run picked up now here in the bottom of this first inning for the Lopes. Great start to this game here.
That'll bring up Ian Evans. Evans has been a bit of a revelation for GCU. Evans coming over from the junior college ranks, hitting .344 for the Lopes with 1 homer and leads the team with 10 RBI. Schwartz with his lead off first. Pitch to Evans, misses away, ball 1. So 1-0 here, a couple back-to-back base hit singles and a ground ball to second. Schwartz picks up the RBI and it's 1-0 Lopes.
Great aggressive start here for the Lopes this evening, especially coming back at home here after not being home for a few weeks. It's great to see the aggression so early on.
Evans takes that one for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count. Torrey Lavello, the skipper for the Diamondbacks, threw out the first pitch in this ball game. It was a strike right down the middle. He'll be up here to chat with us in the second inning. So stick around for that. That one misses 2-1. The count now to Ian Evans, the first baseman for GCU.
Ian Evans, as you said, transferred from Gateway Community College over in Mesa. Finished the season with .403 batting average and tied for 6th in the Arizona Community College Athletic Conference.
Goodman struggling a bit here. 3-1 the count now. And Grant came in with a 2.0 ERA. It pitched very well early in this year for the Dons, who are off to a splendid start at 8-5. Fouls that one back. 3-1 the count, or 3-2. Count goes full to Evans. Well, we'll see with 1 out if they decide to get the runner going down there at first base. Some managers like to do that even with 1 out on a 3-2 count if they think the batter's going to make contact or has a good eye. So we'll see if they get Gary running down there or keep him close to first. He is going. Foul back.
Yeah.
He actually started and stopped, so fouled off. Evans had a good cut at that one, just a bit late.
Yeah, Goodman keeping his eye over there on first, though, knowing he has the possibility to go and steal on to second. But Evans staying here at bat, keeping the hope alive here with runner on first.
The 3-2. Gary starts again. Ground ball might be two. Slowly hit, though. Going to step on the bag, fired across. Did they get him? They turned the double play. Well, nicely done. Little bit of a miscommunication there by Giarratano and Perry, but Giarratano takes it himself, steps on the bag, and fires to first for the double play to end the inning. That's why he is the West Coast Conference reigning Defensive Player of the Year. But the Lopes get a couple of base hits and score a run. No errors and nobody left on base. We've completed 1-0 GCU. Will be back with the skipper for the Diamondbacks, Tori Lavello, right after this.
You know, I expected the season to start off strong. The kids were fit, prepared, and excited to get going. Just really excited to get back to the campus and get to be back on our new field, and that's just been incredible and certainly surpassed all expectations I ever had. But you know, they were excited. They came out aggressive, and we've played some great teams. So I've been really pleased with their approach to the teams. I feel like we've been solid in all areas. You know, our defense has been solid, our pitching's been outstanding. We're hitting the ball well. We've got depth coming off the bench to provide more support. We've been pretty consistent through the lineup, and we're really running the bases well. So I feel like all areas are you know, working for us right now. We just have to continue to develop them and find the little details that are just going to make such a big difference down the road.
On with 2 outs. She rips this one to right field.
This weekend we'll have 2 tough games against Cal Poly. They're playing really well. Of course, Stanford's always good. You get a Pac-12 opponent. You know, we're excited about that. And then Lehigh and UConn, we're up there in the RPI, so we know they're going to just be dogfights every time we step on the field.
Welcome back to Brazos Stadium. Michael Potter, Taylor Bond with you. The Lopes lead at 1-0 as we get right back underway here in the top of the second. Puskarich to lead things off for the Dons, the junior first baseman. Preseason West Coast Conference first team selection. Takes the first pitch, a strike from Hart. That one drops down low. 1-1 the count to Puskarich. Morolio, the catcher, to bat second in this inning, and Perry, the second baseman, to bat third in this inning. Hart, a couple of strikeouts in the first inning. That one grounded foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count now to Puskarich. Hart got a fly out to center and then a strikeout looking to Giarratano and a strikeout swinging for Smoot. The 1-2. That one fouled back and out of play. Count stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. And we are joined by the skipper of the Diamondbacks, Tori Lavello. Tori, thanks for joining us here.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me. I'm
Yeah,
honored to be here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The 1-2. Shot one hopper to Bull. He's got it over to first, and Hart has retired the first 4 batters he has faced now in this ball game on the hot shot down to second. That'll bring up Dominic Morolio to hit for the Dons. And Tori, so far, first year with the D-backs, you're into spring training. How are things going for you? How you liking Arizona?
You know, first of all, Arizona is an incredible place, and this community has welcomed me with open arms. I'm glad to be a part of it, and you know, things are going very well in camp. We have a bunch of really good, talented young players that we considered core guys, and I can't be more happy with how things are going up to this point in time.
Well, what was it when obviously there's not many. That one's ripped into left. Right there is Cotton to make the grab. Boy, Morolio squared that one up. He's one of the guys on the Johnny Bench watch list as a catcher, so he's a pretty good ball player, but right at the left fielder, Cotton. What was it when you got the call from Mike Hazen and Derek Hall? What was it that really attracted you to the Diamondbacks organization?
Well, you know, it's an easy question. I knew that there was great leadership. I knew that there was great ownership, and then Mike Hazen and I were obviously connected through the Boston Red Sox, and I knew that the relationship that I had with him would be something that I could kind of build upon, work upon, and have no barriers between the front office and the field level staff. So that was very enticing to me. But I found out quickly that all the morals and values that we shared aligned, and that was from ownership and Ken and Derek to myself. I could see that quickly it was a match.
Michael Perry at the plate for the Dons. Lopes lead at 1-0. We are in the top of the second. 2 out here. Hart trying to have another 1-2-3 inning here on the hill. And we're talking with the Diamondback skipper, Torey Lovullo. And when you go into a spring training as the skipper, how different is it? Isn't it your first spring training? You've had a lot of spring trainings on your belt, but
right.
as the guy in charge, how different is it for you?
Well, things are just a little bit different because I'm the one that's pulling the trigger and kind of voicing the commands. But I have a great staff. I have a great staff built around me. I have a bunch of guys that understand my concepts and what my beliefs are, and they go out there and execute the game plan for me. So we have morning meetings that are probably the highlight of my day. We call it our coffee talk, the roundtable talk. We get a lot accomplished during that time, and we execute a game plan that's going to make us a little bit better each and every day.
That one inside, ball 4. Did that hit him, or was that a ball? Yep, caught him on the wrist there, it looks like. So first guy to reach base, the hit by pitch by Deegan Hart. And that'll be Manny Ramirez Jr. And, of course, you coming from the Red Sox organization, you probably have a lot of fond memories of this guy's dad. He was a pretty good ball player in his time.
You know, Manny, I had a chance to play with Manny, and then I was in the same organization with him. And people underestimate his ability to hit. He is a pretty talented guy.
Oh, a pickoff at first base. Hart with the pick of the runner, Perry. So Manny Ramirez Jr. won't get to bat with a runner on. As a skipper, if you had Manny Ramirez up and a guy got picked off first base in the inning, you wouldn't be too happy with him when he ran back, would you?
You know, it's just basic baseball 101. You want to make sure your best hitters are doing the right thing at the right time, and you don't want to end an inning the way that ended.
Hey, we'll keep it right here. We're talking with the Diamondback skipper, Torey Lovullo. It's a 1-0 ball game. The Lopes with the lead going to the bottom of the second inning here. You were mentioning a lot of great players with the Boston Red Sox. When you looked at this lineup and this roster that the Diamondbacks had, you know, a lot of people know about Paul Goldschmidt. Jake Lamb had another great year. It's almost like you guys got 2 guys in a trade almost with Pollock and Peralta coming back because they didn't play it all last year. Right. You've got a really nice lineup, a lot of good young talent too.
Well, we notice that. We see that. I think the people in Arizona notice that. It's now time for us to put this together and make the league notice it. We have to earn things. We have to be a smart, tough baseball team. We only won 69 games last year, but we know what our guys represent. We know how good they are. We see it every single day. And I have a strong feeling. I have a very good feeling about how we're going to respond to this challenge this year. But we got to earn it. We're going to go out there and win and compete and do our best each and every night and see where that takes us tomorrow. At the end of the day, at the end of the year, we want to be able to tell a really good story. But we have the right guys. We feel like we have the right horses in the race, and it should be an exciting year for us.
We're talking with the Diamondback skipper, Torey Lovullo. You can stick around for another half inning?
Of course.
You good? Okay. We got Cuba Best, Quinn Cotton, and Zach Malice coming up. Lopes lead at 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the second here. And I know a lot of folks, Coach, know about those great hitters you got on your squad. You know, pitching staff-wise, I mean, fair to say underachieved last year, but you got a guy, Zach Greinke, who is one of the best pitchers in baseball coming back, Robbie Ray pitching well, and you guys made a trade that I think some people scratched their heads, but then the main centerpiece you got struck out 8 today, so you got to be pretty happy having that guy in the lineup.
Right. Well, you know, everybody knows that you win championships with pitching and defense. That's where it starts, and you need a little bit of offense. We felt like very strongly with a lot of the guys that you mentioned, and the 2 that came back with Pollock and Peralta. We feel very capable as an offense. Now you got to go out there and combine a lot of things on the mound, and last year this same group was picked to do very well and help the Diamondbacks win the West. It's the same guys. Nothing's changed. They got a year of experience, and then Taijuan Walker. You know, you give up Segura, an all-star second baseman. People were kind of wondering about that, but you need depth in this league. You need as many pitchers as possible. We have 5. We know we need 5, but we have more than 5, and we feel like we have 8 or 9 deep in this organization, and that's what helps you win a championship.
We're talking with the Diamondback skipper, Torey Lovullo, and, you know, you come over to the National League. I mean, the American League East, there's a bunch of boppers. Everybody's got a deep, strong lineup. In the National League, you look at the Dodgers and the Giants, probably the 2 front runners, and, boy, they've got good players, but they got some great pitching staffs over there.
Well, we know they're the pace setters. We know what's out ahead of us, and we know what has made them great. And yes, we feel like they've earned that. They deserve that. They have the strong pitching. They have very capable players offensively, and we want to compete with them. We want to make sure that our guys go out there and understand that it's time to believe, and it's time to kind of turn the page on what happened last year and go out and win some baseball games this year.
We're talking with the Diamondback skipper, Torey Lovullo, here at Brazil Stadium. A 2-2 count to the leadoff man for the Lopes here in the bottom of the second. Cuba Bess, Quinn Cotton, and Zach Malice will follow him. The swing and a miss just a little too late on that fastball on the outside. That's the first strike out of the ball game for Grant Goodman as Bess goes down, and that'll bring up, as we mentioned, Quinn Cotton starting in left field. And you know, I was listening to some of your early interviews and reading some things, and you mentioned three guys: John Farrell, Sparky Anderson, Terry Francona, pretty successful guys as being kind of three mentors. Do you kind of take anything specific from each one, or is it just kind of their whole body of work that helps guide you a bit?
Well, you know, you do things in life, whether it's a parent or a teacher. You see some things that you like that impacted you, and you also see some things that they do wrong that also impact you in a negative way. Those guys were mentors to me because they were special in just a little, in a different way. Sparky Anderson taught me that you have to care on a level for every player. You have to really emotionally dig in with these guys. Terry Francona taught me the art of communication, and John Farrell taught me the ability to be organized. And I think those are some of the criteria that I followed. So I took a little piece of all those guys, and here I am.
That'll bring up Zach Malice with 2 outs after the ground out by Cotton. Lopes lead at 1-0. I got to tell you, back in 1992, when a little chopper to the right side here, and is there going to be a play at first? Yeah, they're going to get the job done. Nice job by the pitcher to cover there. But I got to tell you, the 1992. Grand Canyon University hosted the first year of the Arizona Fall League because they were redoing Tempe Diablo. Grady Little was the manager of the Grand Canyon Raptors, and Terry Francona was the hitting coach.
Oh my God!
I worked with them that year, and he was the greatest guy in the world. And from what I hear, he hasn't changed a bit, even with all the success he's had.
Well, that's what makes Tito so special, is that you know, he can engage you at a Albert Einstein level. He can engage you at a Bazooka Joe level, and then make you laugh and smile and feel good about yourself after the conversation. And that's what makes him so special. He can have a conversation with anybody at any time, and when you walk away, you feel like you've met somebody that's going to impact the moment. And that, you know, he's won world championships. He took the Cleveland Indians to the brink of a world championship last year, a team that nobody felt like was going to go as far as they did, and he deserves a lot of credit for that.
Well, hey, Coach, I could talk to you the entire game, but I know you're here to check out the GCU Lopes and spend some time with Coach Stankiewicz. So thanks so much for joining us. But I do, before I let you go, does everybody ask you about Hee Haw? Your father was a producer on Hee Haw. Did you grow up knowing all the songs? Was it like Uncle Roy and Uncle Buck for you?
You know what? It was such a great time in my life. For 25 years, Hee Haw was everywhere in my family, and all those actors were my friends. I didn't really know anything other than that. And you know, the jingles that you hear today, you know, they're very popular. You start to sing and somebody can pick up the jingle and finish the jingle, and they're like, what show was that from? And if you tell them Hee Haw, they all have this kind of chuckle and this laugh, like, that was a funny show. So I have great memories of it. I'm very proud of my dad.
Well, your father, one of the producers on that, and that show lasted a long time. And when I mentioned that to the guys up here, they all said, oh, my dad loved that show. Right. So it was great. Hey, thanks a lot for the time, Coach. And
anytime.
We're very excited about what you got going this year. We'll be watching.
We are too. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That's a Diamondback skipper, Torey Lovullo, joining us real quickly here. And appreciate him coming out and throwing out the first pitch. Thanks a lot, Coach. Really appreciate it. We go to the third inning here, and it is 1-0 GCU. Bottom third of the lineup, Manny Ramirez Jr., Tyler Villaroman, and Harrison Bruce due up. Great for the coach to stop by and chat with us for an inning. And my biggest problem when I talk to guys like that is I could talk to them the entire game, just keep them on the entire game, and they're all so nice. And they say, sure, anytime you want. But, you know, they probably want to get back down there into the dugout because that's where they're used to being. So great for the skipper to join us for a bit there, and we'll be watching him. Pretty exciting. Taylor Bond back with me here, Michael Potter and Taylor Bond for this ball game at Brazil. That pitch misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strike. They checked down to first. He didn't go. So Manny Ramirez Jr. at the plate, and Lopes leading it 1-0 here in the top of the third inning. So good to catch up with the skipper. I was hoping for a little bit longer innings, but both teams went down very quickly in that second inning. That ball's going to find its way out of play. And, you know, interestingly enough, that as Manny Ramirez Jr. steps up, his dad, a future Hall of Famer, played for the Red Sox, played with Torey Lovello, and he had great memories of him. And if his son can be half as good a ball player, we'll see him playing in the major leagues.
Absolutely. We said one full inning, and he got the shortest one, it seemed. But great that those caliber people can come up and give their input, give their insight, and really show their support for GCU and Lopes Athletics, especially baseball here.
Yeah, a lot of folks don't know that last question was because his dad, Sam, was the producer of that hit TV show Hee Haw.
Hee Haw,
Maybe
yes.
a little bit before your time.
I've heard of it, yeah.
You've heard of it? Okay.
My dad has talked about it
See,
before.
that's what everybody says. My dad loved that show. Popped up right side. Evans. Ooh, battling a bit as that ball probably was high enough that it went out of the lights and then came back in the lights, but he stays with it and makes the grab. Well, those can be tough, Taylor, because at the height of the lights, sometimes those high pop flies either get right in the lights or maybe they go out over them and you kind of lose the ball for a second. Then it comes right back in where you can see it, but he stuck with it. So 1 up and 1 down here in the third.
We see that a lot in softball also. They don't get a lot of shade and are playing those afternoon games, and the ball goes right into the sun, and it's hard to really keep your eye on it.
Tyler Villaroman at the plate, going to bunt. They want to keep this guy off the base paths, but that's going to be a tough play for Malice. Boy, what a great bunt that was. So the bunt single, the first hit of the ball game for the Dons here. Second batter to reach as Perry was hit by a pitch, but then picked off first base. But Villaroman, the exact guy you don't want to put on the base paths. The freshman is 6 for 6 in stolen bases. So you got to assume with just 1 out, either a hit and run here with Harrison Bruce, the number 9 hole hitter, stepping up to the plate, or possibly just a straight steal for Villaroman. And as he takes his lead, a pretty good lead, not a huge lead.
Absolutely. Villaroman has not been caught stealing yet this season. Of course, like you said, leads the team with 6 steals entering this series.
Boy, what a great off-speed pitch there. Not sure if that was a straight change. Typically, just a straight slider from Hart, but that one took a little bit off of it in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. 1-0 GCU here in the top of the third. Villaroman takes his lead. Last guy at first got picked off. Going here, Barnes loses the ball as he tries to throw down to second. So stolen base for Villaroman. He's now a perfect 7 for 7.
Absolutely, and of course, Harrison Bruce is really going to follow in his footsteps. Second on the team with 5 steals. He's going to try to answer back to Villaroman here now on second, hoping to get up on the board for the Dons.
Well, the Lopes lead at 1-0. Now the Dons, a man in scoring position with 1 out, and the number 9 hole hitter up, a 1-1 count to Harrison Bruce. Well, Lopes catcher Griffin Barnes knows as that one's fouled off, 1-2 the count, that he's going to have to be very quick to get a speedy runner, and just tried to be a little too quick that time. Couldn't hang on to the baseball. Bruce, number 9 hole hitter, but hitting 276 on the year with no homers and 2 RBI. Chance to get another ribby right here with the base hit, because as we just saw, a lot of speed on the base paths for the Dons.
He's on set to break his record last year with 14 RBIs and 12 steals, 7th most in the conference.
Bruce, the redshirt senior. See how much this lineup changes. We've got a couple of righties going against each other today and tomorrow afternoon, and we've got 2 lefties going on Sunday. 1-2 the count. Hart sailed through the first 2 innings and the first batter of this one, but at bunt by Villaroman. Up high. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Now GCU getting the runs on earlier. In their last series, they had 12 hits in 3 games, all in a row. Very aggressive series they had there, going 1-1 with St. Mary's in the final play, losing to Wichita State. Before that,
yeah, it was really a tale of 2 different road trips. At Wichita State, they couldn't buy a run. And then at St. Mary's, they couldn't get anybody out. They held Wichita State to just 2.7 runs a game. And then they scored 7.7 runs a game, almost 8 runs a game against St. Mary's. Only got 1 win out of that deal, fouled off. Count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So if they can put that all together, pitch the way they pitched at Wichita State, score runs the way they did at St. Mary's, that's kind of what they did against Oklahoma State the first series, and they won that series 2-1. So that's what they're trying to do here.
It was all about being responsive, too, in the Oklahoma State series. They really answered back to everything they committed. And, of course, they were doing similar against St. Mary's, coming back to them in that second game. So if they can do that again in this series and in this game tonight, it'll be a great weekend of baseball.
2-2 fouled off again. Harrison Bruce having a very good at-bat here as he is just staying alive. Good pitches from Deegan Hart, and he's just fouling him off, getting a little piece of the bat on the ball to stay alive. 1-0. GCU with the lead, but the Dons threatening.
He only hit .260 on the year last year, but 26 runs scored, tied for second on the team. Of course, we said those 12 stolen bases, 18 attempts.
That one misses way outside, so the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Villa-Roman down there at second base.
Yep.
You know, Hart has struggled against left-handed batters. Lefties hitting about 224 points higher against him than righties. Lefties hitting 444 against Deegan. Righties is hitting 220. So the Dons have stacked their lineup with as many lefties as they could roll out there. The payoff pitch at 3-2. Got him. Chased an outside pitch. That is the 3rd strikeout of the ball game for Hart, and the 2nd out of the inning. Big strikeout. Couldn't have come at a better time.
Yeah, absolutely. Hart needed to just really get that one in there and attempt to pitch out of this inning, turning things around here to get back up at bat. But doing a great job here, going 0-3, of course, on the season so far, but coming out strong in the start of the series.
Top of the order, Matt Sinatro at the plate. Flew out to center field, and Kona Quiggle to start this ball game off. So now the Dons are going to need a 2-out base hit if they want to get the tying run across. Wouldn't chase that one. Left it a bit outside. 1-0 the count to Sinatro. Well, if you look at the splits here, Hart against lefties, as we mentioned, they're hitting 444 against him with 2 outs. Opposition hitting 333 against him. So he has struggled a bit here, and that's really been his nemesis, those left-handed batters, in trying to end innings with those 2 outs.
Absolutely. Sinatro, WCC honorable mention last year. Hit .310 over the summer with the Hamptons League All-Star, the Shelter Island Bucks.
Just got a piece of that one. 1 ball and 1 strike. First game of a 3-game series here at Brazel before the Lopes head back out on the road. Kind of the road warriors this season, GCU. The 1-1.
That's right.
Missed inside. Boy, that was close. 2-1 the count.
They had 10 road games in a 13-game span. And I believe they'll play the next 13 out of 17 days. Ridiculous number. This is also the 3rd time they've played the San Francisco Dons, dating back to 1995. Overall 1-1 in series history.
Hard trying to get out of the 3rd inning here. 2-1 count to Sinatro. Villa-Roman down at second. He bunted to get aboard and then stole. That one gets away, gets inside pitch, gets away from Barnes all the way to the backstop. Boy, Villa-Roman, they might have a play at third. The throw behind him didn't get him. Whoa. Great play by Barnes to jump on that and throw a strike down to Malice. But that ball was inside right at the hands. It looked initially the way it kicked off like it might have hit him, but I think it just kicked off of Barnes and the umpire. And
we'll see the replay right there.
well, good call down there, but very close. Villa-Roman, when he took that wide turn, I think he was thinking, I'm going to score. And then when he saw Barnes get on the ball, he took that wide turn and kind of spun his feet a la Fred Flintstone, able to get back to the bag. But a 3-1 count to Sinatro now, and now a wild pitch or a pass ball would tie this game up. So
we've seen
pitch
a
to Sinatro, and he walks him.
bit of that loose ball action tonight, seeing that over in right field near first base earlier, getting a little straggled up by that ball. So tempting on these errors here.
So Giarratano, best hitter so far this season for the Dons, but a strikeout victim. Took just 3 pitches for Hart to retire, the coach's son. You got Nino Giarratano coaching, and Nico, his senior shortstop. So runners at the corners. Now we'll see if the Dons put anything on here. They've got decent wheels. Sinatro down at first, and they're going to hold him on. Hart taking a look over there. A throw over. He's already picked off one man at first base. Not that time. Well, we had the quick innings in the second. We were talking to the Diamondbacks manager, Torey Lavello, and now we got a little bit of a
slower start here.
Yeah, a little bit of slowdown here in this top of the third. Lopes clinging to that 1-0 lead. The old fake to third and look to first, which rarely works. Do you remember that working, Josh? Young Josh Hauser? No? I don't remember that working.
He almost
a
looked
long
like he
time.
did it in slow motion a little bit, testing his abilities there.
Yeah, he did that little fake to third, hoping the guy at first falls asleep and extends his lead. Doesn't usually work. That pitch misses inside. Want to know, and the problem with that is that you can sometimes lose a bit of focus on the batter. And you really don't want to put another guy on here with the number 3-hole hitter, Smoot, on deck. But you do have to be careful with Giarratano. I mean, this is a best hitter on the squad so far early on here for the Dons. Hitting .353 on the year.
Voted preseason All-WCC selection. Homered
There goes
twice.
the runner. Barnes is going to throw through. Oh, and the throw gets away. Run's going to come. Did they get him? They didn't get him at second, so the run's going to come across and score. Oh, boy. Tied up 1-1.
Close little call there.
Well, Barnes threw all the way down to second, but the throw was off. Yeah, and by the time Bull dove back to get him, and he almost came off.
He did.
Sinatro almost came off. Well, he stopped because he saw the throw come through. He was going to try to stop and get in a rundown to get that run across, but didn't have to as the throw was off the line. So Billy Ramon comes in to score, and it's a 1-1 ball game and a 1-1 count to the batter. Giarratano, and a base hit would give the Dons a lead here.
Yeah, something we don't want to see occur here is a lead go on.
Outside.
Yep.
Well, and that's the problem, like we mentioned. You got a guy at the plate who's a very good hitter, and Hart losing a bit of focus, worrying about the runners. Now you just got to put that guy out of his mind at second base and focus on Giarratano. But Giarratano, a good hitter's count here, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, his last at bat, we saw him get striked out. Unusual for this batter here.
Fouled off. That's going to slice out of play into that bullpen of GCU down the left field line. Quinn Cotton giving chase out there, but count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. It's a 1-1 ball game here in the top of the third. Lopes took the lead in the first inning, a couple of base hits and a fielder's choice, and the Dons tie it up here after a sac bunt, a stolen base, a wild pitch, and then a little trickery on the double steal first and third.
Giarratano having a nice at-bat here. He's the Dons' first ever WCC Defensive Player of the Year.
Fouled off once again, so Giarratano stays alive. So in this inning alone, Billy Ramon, a couple of stolen bases. He steals second. He steals home. Sinatro, a stolen base. So 3 steals and a wild pitch. That's the definition of manufacturing a run. A bunt single, a stolen base, a wild pitch, and a double steal.
And we were just saying how slow it was kind of mustering up to be, and then we turned around and saw this action. So can't complain too much here this third inning.
2-2. Fouled off again. Well, Giarratano hanging in there, staying alive, but has not been able to figure out Deegan Hart just yet. Unable to square one up. Beautiful night here at Brazel. Sun set well before the game, about 75, 80 degrees. Good crowd coming in and out. Should be nice weather for the entire series. Get a little warm tomorrow and Sunday. The 2-2. Hart from the stretch. Well, he squares that one up. Coming in is Gary, not going to get it. Get it on one hop. No play at the plate. Giarratano's going to take a big turn, but the 2-out base knock by the best hitter for the Dons, and it's a 2-1 lead for San Francisco.
Yeah, scoring quickly here in this third inning, putting the lead on now. Was 1-0 with the Lopes lead, now 2-1 here. Deegan Hart looking to really just pitch out of this inning.
Well, we mentioned that Diggins had some struggles with getting that final out. I mean, opposition hitting .333 against him when he's got 2 outs. And the lefties have been a struggle for him, and that'll bring up another lefty, Alan Smoot. Smoot, a strikeout victim, back in the first.
And Hart, you know, this is only his 4th start of GCU career.
Signs has it, flips to Bull, and that is the inning. But a couple of runs come across, a couple of base hits, 2 runs, 2 hits. There were no errors, and a man left on base. We go to the bottom of the third, 2-1, San Francisco with the lead. The Lopes coming up.
Want to work on campus? GCU is hiring student workers for summer 2017. Some jobs may start as soon as this semester. Build your resume and gain real-world experience as a GCU student worker. Find a job on March 29th at the Student Union Promenade or start applying online today at gcu.edu/studentemployment. Some of those jobs also including jobs right here at GCU TV.
GCU TV, if you want to work for GCU TV, follow that link and apply. Check it out, gcu.edu/studentemployment. And mention the GCU TV that you want to work there. Well, Goodman struggled in the first few innings there. He locked down a bit in the last inning, but now he comes out there with a 2-1 lead. San Francisco, 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. The Lopes, 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. It'll be Griffin Barnes, Kona Quiggle, and the top of the order, Austin Bull. Oh, guess what? This is interesting. We couldn't see it from our angle in the replay, but on that back pick down to third, when the runner Villa-Roman took that wide turn, we got a still photo that shows he's out. Can we show that to the umps and get that changed? Is that legal in baseball? Well, it was a bang play, and quite honestly, from our replay, it looked like he was safe. The still photo shows he was out. So, but either way, the Lopes didn't play that real well there. As the first pitch in to Barnes, or a strike. I mean, there was a bunt single, which was a great bunt. Yeah. There was a stolen base, and there was a wild pitch. There was a bad throw and another stolen base attempt. So Lopes had some shots to get out of that inning unscathed and could not. So Barnes won 1 count. Griffin really trying to take over this catcher's role. We thought for a while that it was going to be a battle between McDonald and Meyer and Barnes, but Griffin has really kind of taken over that role for GCU. That one misses. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Griffin, hitting .300 on the season, and 1 homer and 3 RBI. Shot that one into left field for another base hit for the catcher, and Lopes had the leadoff man aboard for the 2nd time in 3 innings.
Absolutely. Great start. Exactly what we needed. We talked about being responsive throughout this series. Coach Thankowitz, of course, claiming that's what they were doing with St. Mary. So coming into this game and being responsive now, we saw the replay, being able to get onto base now. No outs here. Great start to the bottom of this third.
Quiggle, number 9-hole hitter, but hitting .312 on the year. No homers and 1 RBI. Going to square to bunt, and the pitch is well outside. So both pitchers having their moments here, but Kona Quiggle, a freshman, playing center field with the injury to Preston Pavlica. He moved over from left to center, and Kona, not one of those typical number 9-hole hitters that might be an easy out. Having a good year. Rips that one past the dive of the first baseman. See if Barnes can go first to third. He will, and once again, the Lopes have runners at the corners. This very reminiscent of the first inning when Bull got a base hit. Signs got a base hit to right, and Bull went first to third. So once again, the Lopes, runners at the corners and nobody out here in the third, down 2-1.
Mustering up the perfect opportunity to score here, bringing back the top of the batting lineup here. Like you said, deja vu of that first inning here, now splitting the field first and third with your best hitter here to start things off. No outs here early into the bottom of this third. Great things mustering up for the Lopes.
Barnes had the base hit single, or excuse me, Bull had the base hit single and came around to score in the first inning, the only run of the ball game so far for GCU. Jumps on the first pitch and fouls it off. It was good to see the Lopes batters being aggressive with runners in scoring position. Bull is one of those hitters who takes a lot of pitches, and last year took a lot of pitches, and typically you want your leadoff guy to do that, but like this attitude of aggression when you've got a guy in scoring position.
And to have Bull come back here, perfect setup here, perfect situation for him to score and bring his runners home.
Great off-speed pitch there by Goodman. Looks like they're might come home on the corners here. They've got the third baseman Smoot and Puskarich, of course, holding the runner on. Try to turn 2 up the middle. That one fouled back our direction. So they'll give up the tying run if they get a ball up the middle, it looks like. So Bull just trying to put it in play here. Looking down at head coach Andy Stankiewicz. Andy in his 6th season with GCU, 157, 121, and 1 coming in this game, a .565 winning percentage. The 0-2 to Austin. Fouls it off again. Boy, that was a nice pitch by Goodman, too, low and away, and Austin just fought it off to stay alive. Andy hasn't coached third base his first 5 years at the helm here. Was the skipper in the dugout, but decided he wanted to kind of take more control of the running game here. So he's down there at third base. Stankiewicz, a standout at Pepperdine. Played years in the minors, years in the bigs. Nice take on the, looked like a slider low and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Andy, of course, the reason that the Diamondbacks head coach, Torey Lovullo, stopped by and threw out the first pitch. They've known each other for a while, crossed paths in the minors and the majors. The 1-2. Inside of that, get him. It didn't. Ball gets away, and Quiggle's going to take second base.
Looked like it almost did hit him. He was looking like it hit him as well, but they're going to say no hit. Bull, of course, only a sophomore, played 51 games with 45 starts last year for the Lopes, 285, 20 RBIs for an impressive freshman year for Bull.
Count goes to 2-2 after that wild pitch. Now you got a couple of guys in scoring position.
Yep.
So you got 2-2 count to Bull. We'll take a look and see if we can see if that did hit him. It was in the dirt. And we'll get a chance to look at that one again, but boy, it was in the dirt and right by the shoe tops. Actually worked out just as good for the Lopes. Runners at 2 in scoring position with nobody out here, trailing at 2-1 in the bottom of the 3rd. Ground ball left side, gets through into left field. They're going to hold up Quiggle, but Barnes is going to come in to score easily. Long turn over there at first base by Bull, and he dives back safely. So Austin Bull with the RBI single through the left side, his 3rd ribby of the year, and the Lopes still in business. Runners at the corners, tie ball game 2-2, and Greg Sines coming up.
This is coming to be a great game here for the Lopes, being responsive as we've talked about here. We'll see the replay on that one. Bringing it home for the 2nd run here of the game. 2-2 now, of course, against the Dons. First game of a 3-game series here. You can, of course, catch all the action right here at GCU TV all weekend long.
We shot that ball just past Smoot down there at third base. I got on him in a hurry, and Sines at the plate now. Sines 1 for 1 in this ball game, had a base knock back in the 1st, and then was the forced out on the run on the hit that actually scored Bull. He was forced out at second base. Tried to turn the double play. That one catches the outside corner. 1-1 the count to Greg Sines in 3:33. Sines another one who was in a battle for that second base job with Tyler Wyatt and Mark Mumper, and looks like Sines is kind of taken over that role with the way he's been hitting the ball in the dirt. Nicely blocked by the backstop here for the Dons. Marolio, the catcher, Dominic Marolio, missed last year with a hand injury, but garnering a lot of attention for the Dons. He's on that Johnny Bench Award watch list for the top catchers in NCAA, and that one framed nicely. Looked to be well outside, but framed nicely by Marolio, and goes for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Greg Sines.
Sines, 38 games last year as a sophomore, 27 starts, compiling a .278 average, 13 RBIs.
Ground ball right side, foul ball. Right on the line there. Puskarich tried to make the play. Boy, the corners have had a tough time on hot shots down the line, as Smoot unable to come up with the one that tied the ball game off the bat of Austin Bull, and then that shot down the line just foul, played off the glove of Puskarich.
Quiggle making his practice run into home there off of that foul. He'll stay at third, of course. Runner on first. wiggle on third. Signs looking to bring him home here.
2-2. Little squibber over the head of the pitcher. One play, and the Lopes are going to take the lead. Boy, that was just a squib shot off the bat, and the only guy that could really prevent that damage was Goodman, and watch it just gets over his head. Jammed him, a nice pitch, and boy, as a pitcher, that drives you crazy because you make a perfect pitch, and the guy just fists it out over your head. But run comes across, 3-2 GCU with the lead, and Garrison Schwartz at the plate with one out.
Seemed a little uncertain almost if he was going to reach for it or not, but great play put on by Signs there. Leading now 3-2 turnaround inning here for the Lopes.
Well, the Lopes coming back to regain that lead, and Bull down at second base now. Still just one out. I'd love to see the Lopes tack on a few here.
Yeah.
In the past, the Lopes have struggled, as that one misses outside 1-0. They've struggled with really tacking on a good number of runs and throwing up a more crooked inning. They already have 2 across here, but would love to see 3 or 4 or more. At the heart of the order coming up. Got under it a bit too much, looks like. Bruce coming over. Bull looks like he's going to tag. That ball stays fair. Ooh, Bruce struggled with it. Makes the grab, and Bull's going to head down to third.
Still a good opportunity here to put him on, like you said, Michael, of course. They had those 12 hits at St. Mary's in 3 games, but like you said, putting the runs on, we haven't seen as a common trend, especially in the Oklahoma series. They, would score later into the innings, not really tacking on big ones. So hopefully in the start of this game here, we're seeing a run 3-2 with an opportunity to score once again.
Evans ground into a double play in his first at bat. He's in .333 on the year. Need a 2-out base knock here. That one missed inside, stayed up a bit high. Evans leading GCU with those 10 RBI coming into this ballgame.
Evans really the standout story so far in this year, transferring in from Gateway Community, making an impact on this Lopes team.
Another one high and tight there. So Evans in a good count here. And Goodman working a bit cautiously out of the stretch. The 2-0 goes down low and gets the call from the home plate umpire, Rob McKinley. 2 balls, 1 strike. Still a good hitter's count for Evans. Cuba Best, the designated hitter in the on-deck circle. Into right. Bruce coming over, makes the grab, and that is the inning. Well, the Lopes don't tack on a few more, but they get a couple, and they regain the lead. 3-2 your score as we go to the 4th. Lopes back in the lead here at Brazel.
Hey Phoenix, it's Thunder Dan Marley, head coach at Grand Canyon University. Coming to GCU was a great move for me. Join Antelope Nation by enrolling as an evening student at our beautiful campus in the heart of Phoenix. Earn your bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree to take your career to the next level. Engage with industry expert instructors in small classroom settings where you can get the support you need to excel. Scholarships available. See you on campus. Go Lopes.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/evening.
Welcome back to Brazel Stadium. Michael Potter, Taylor Bond with you here. And the Lopes back on top, 3-2 as we go to the 4th. Deegan Hart back on the hill for GCU. He'll face 4, 5, and 6 for the Dons. Puskarich will lead things off for San Francisco. Marolio will bat next, and then Michael Perry. And last time Hart faced these 3, he got a ground out by Puskarich, and Marolio lined out, hit a seed to left field, but Quinn Cotton's right there. And then he hit Perry, but then he picked him off. Actually the first throw over, picked him off first to get out of that inning.
Absolutely. Hart having a really good game today after going 0-3 on the season, only his 4th start here at GCU, transferring from Yavapai College in Prescott. Made 16 appearances, 19 as a freshman. So doing a nice job here, playing with a lot more confidence than we saw him against Oklahoma a few weeks ago in that opening series.
First pitch in there for a strike to Puskarich. You know, I was talking with Rich Dorman, the new pitching coach for GCU in his first season, and he said he's really happy with the way Deegan's been throwing the ball. Just didn't get a lot of run support, and that one shot into right field for a base hit. Boy, that took a couple of weird hops, and Gary stayed with it to keep it in front of him. So leadoff man aboard for the first time in the ball game for the Dons. But Coach Dorman was saying he was pretty happy with the way that Deegan was pitching. We'll see how Deegan can do here in the fourth inning with the leadoff man aboard and Marolio, the catcher, at the plate. Marolio missed all of last year with a hand injury. I think he sustained it in February, I believe, but has come back now, started every game, and just coming off of that series, they had the tournament down against Coastal Carolina. At Coastal Carolina, had 3 home runs in that series, so he's starting to see the ball really well here. In there for a strike from Hart. And up in the first inning, he lined out to left field, hit just a sharp liner right at Quinn Cotton for the out, but he probably the hardest hit ball that the Dons have had all day.
He plays on the same team, the summer league team, Cape Cod League, as teammate Nico Giratano. 29 at-bats over the summer.
Got into that one. Quiggle starts in and now backtracks, makes the grab for first out of the inning.
Outfield on both sides playing really consistently so far into this game, getting those easy grabs, as we've seen, putting on the first out here, the top of the fourth.
Puskarich down there at first with 1 out. Now the Lopes looking for that double play to end the inning. Perry was hit by a pitch and then picked off first, hitting .245 on the season. Scratch that. Perry hitting .289 on the season. Look at Puskarich. Has not attempted a stolen base, so wouldn't expect him to be going down there. Just missed. Deegan Hart throwing the fastball, has a nice slider and a changeup. And slider has really been his kind of go-to out pitch so far this season. Rich Dorman, of course, pitched professionally and then coached in the Mariners organization before coming over to the Lopes as a pitching coach when Nathan Choate moved on. 2-0 the count now to Perry. And it was Dorman who had a lot of great things to say about Taijuan Walker, just recently traded from the Mariners to the Diamondbacks. Dorman worked well with Walker, and Walker had a great day-to-day in spring training. The 2-0. Up high. 3-0. And this is where we've seen Deegan throughout the season struggle a bit with runners on. No real threat to steal over there at first, but now chance for the Dons to get a couple of guys on via the walk. If he comes right back at him here, he does, and caught the lower part of the zone. Perry thought it was ball 4.
Yep.
Not so, says Robert McKinley, the home plate umpire.
Perry, a redshirt junior, played over the summer with the Far West League, Humboldt Crabs. Hit .365 in 31 games.
Throw over and Puskarich back. And you look at the numbers for Hart. With the bases empty, opponents hitting .200 against him with runners on, hitting .379. So almost 200 points higher in the batting average. And not able to buckle down as he walks the man there. And the runners at first and second. Second walk of the ball game for Hart. He had walked Sinatro an inning earlier. So now the Lopes could really use a strikeout or a ground ball at somebody to turn the double play. But Manny Ramirez Jr. going to step up to the plate. He's a tough guy to double up. He does hit the ball hard, so if the Lopes could get something right at somebody, might have a chance to turn it and get out of this thing.
Not necessarily what Hart wanted here in the top of this fourth. Now walking to first and being up 3-2. Possible run can be scored now. Runners on first and second.
Trying to protect that lead. You got Puskarich down at second and Perry at first. Ramirez Jr. Little pop out in foul territory to the first baseman Evans. That one in there for a strike. It was Ramirez who was up with Perry on first in the second inning, and Perry got picked off. So Manny led off the third and popped out to the right side. They are not holding the runner Perry on over there. So with 1 out, he's going to get a nice little jump.
Ramirez 312 on the season, 25 appearances last year, only 14 starts though at first base.
Down low, 1-1 the count to the DH, the senior DH, Manny Ramirez Jr. Ramirez 1 home run on the year and 5 RBI. Big lead over there at first by Perry. See if they try a little play and a back pick, but Evans playing well off the bag. Ooh, big swing and a miss on the ball inside. 1-2 the count to Ramirez. Brazel plays 320 down the left field line and 330 down the right field line. 380 the deepest part of the field, and then left center field, and then 375 to dead center and right center. Kind of a interesting little construction out there.
Yeah.
As you head from the left field foul pole toward the batter's eye there in center field. So 1-2 count. 3-2 Lopes lead in the fourth. That one hit well and deep, and I think that's going to give the Dons the lead. All Cotton can do is look up and watch it sail over the wall, and a 3-run homer for Manny Ramirez Jr. 5-3 Dons.
Yeah, sadly that's going to give them the lead. 3 runs scored off of that. Nice RBI for him as well, including that home run. We'll see the home run here for Manny Ramirez Jr.
Well, Hart just left that up and inside, and I think Deegan was hoping that the park would contain it, but you saw the left fielder Quinn Cotton, and he just basically turned around and watched that thing sail out of here. So second home run of the year for Manny Ramirez Jr., and he goes from 5 RBI to 8 with that blast, and it's a 5-3 ball game. That'll bring up Villaramon.
That's really so far the game changer for the Dons here in this fourth inning, being able to get Ramirez out of the park. Brazel Stadium, unfortunately, not being the kind soul and keeping that one in tonight.
Still just one out here. Little chopper. That's going to be a tough play. Bull's going to have to hurry. Sails the throw, and the runner's going to be safe at first. Can't advance as the ball, fortunately, stays in the park and bounces off the backstop. And it'll go as an E6 on Austin Bull. Boy, he had to hustle that one with Villaroman running, but would have had him with a good throw. So Villaroman on for the second time, had the sack bunt and reaches here on the E6. And I would imagine that this guy at first base is going to be running here. He is 7 for 7 in stolen bases after actually 8 for 8 because he stole second and then stole home last time he was on the base pass. Harrison Bruce at the plate. A strikeout victim his last time up. Villaroman takes his lead. Hart fires over. Still no action in the Lopes bullpen, but everybody's down there just kind of hanging out, waiting to see if they get the call. Villaroman, the freshman down there, has really added to this squad with that speed.
Speed and aggression, being able to get off there and steal. Hasn't been caught stealing yet, of course.
Trying to bunt him over. That's foul. Bunted. I think he bunted off his foot. It rolled out there to Zach Malice. So 0-1 the count to Bruce.
Bruce second on the team with 5 steals. Only hit .260 last year with 14 RBIs. 12 steals, starting 3 outfield positions. Had a season best 3 RBIs at UC Santa Barbara.
Harrison in .267 on the season. The 0-1 not going, high and away. 1-1 the count. Not a great pitch to run on 0-1, but now with 1-1 they might go here. Third base coach going through the signs. That's Troy Nakamura, the associate head coach and recruiting coordinator. His 18th year with this program. Boy, that's throw over and Villaroman back easily. That's some good stuff there with both your top coaches there, your associate head coach and your head coach. 19th season for Giarratano and 18th season for Nakamura.
Had the best start, though, in 10 years. Wins over UNC, Hawaii, and Utah Valley.
Didn't quite get him, though.
The Dons averaging 10 runs per game. They were only 22-34 in the 2016 season. They were swept in the WCC series. That's the West Coast Conference, including BYU, Santa Clara, LMU, and Pepperdine, all in that West Coast Conference.
Barnes having a word with his pitcher, Hart. Back ready to go here. 1-1 count. 3-run homer, the difference in this ball game. Just a couple batters earlier, Manny Ramirez Jr. hit the 3-run bomb over the left field wall. It's a 5-3 lead for the Dons. Throw over and Villa-Roman back easily. Villa-Roman down there after the error by the shortstop Austin Bull. I believe that was Bull's 4th error of the season.
Bruce putting up a tough at-bat here. Of course, Villa-Roman taking some of that time here to attempt to steal, forcing Hart to look over at him multiple times. Bruce ready at the pitch.
Ooh, just missed outside. Man, that was very close. 2-1 the count now. And perfect. Really, a lot of managers love to steal on the 2-1 count. 3-1, not as much. The 2-1 count is just a great count to run on, so we'll see if they send him here. Hart might want to make a throw over there. The pitch, there goes the runner. Barnes, a good pitch to throw him, but he bounces it off of the runner into shallow left center, but signs there. So Barnes having a little trouble throwing down to second here, but another stolen base. 3rd stolen base of the ball game for Villa-Roman.
And he does it so effortlessly. We just watch him do it, and he gets on so quick, has that good foot speed that carries him over there, and really is unstoppable. Of course, as we said, hasn't been caught stealing yet, and that'll just notch up to what I believe 8 steals on the season.
Yeah, that was number 9 right there. He stole on 3. He stole second, stole home. The 2-2, that pitch was a strike. The 2-2, did he check? He didn't go. 3-2 the count now, the full count.
And he's, creeping off a second here.
You know, you look at this Don squad, 26 stolen bases on the year. The pitch, 3-2 in the air. That one's going to find the grass. Villa-Roman had to hold. They're going to try to score him. The throw, not a great throw. The cutoff, the throw to the plate, not in time. Boy, Cotton looked like he came up and didn't even try to make a throw home. Looked like he was just trying to get the cutoff man Malice out there. So once again, speed kills as Villa-Roman able to come in and score on the base hit single by Bruce. And that makes it a 6-3 ball game. Just flared that one out, and the throw not nearly in time to catch the speedy Villa-Roman. But boy, it sure looked like Cotton came up and just kind of lollipopped the throw into the cutoff man there.
Gets around the bases so aggressively, just sliding right in there. And now 6-3 on the Lopes and only 1 out.
Dorman's going to come out and have a word now with his pitcher. I'd imagine this is a stall tactic, as now you get some action in the bullpen down there. A couple of guys are going to warm up, and looks like it's going to be Andrews, Josh Andrews, out there warming up, the lefty sophomore. And this is where Hart has struggled a bit, and where the Lopes have had some definite chinks in the armor, that middle relief area. And if the pitcher can't get him into the 6th or 7th inning, they've struggled a bit. We'll see if Andrews, he's pitched better. When I talked to Rich Dorman prior to this ballgame, I said, who do you really feel confident in out of the bullpen if you have to go to someone between your starter and one of your closers, which would be Franks or Voroff? And he said, Josh has pitched pretty good, so not a surprise that he's the guy up here getting loose. But it's going to take him a little while to get loose here. We'll see if Deegan can get out of this inning without having to give way to the relief pitcher. But 4 runs already across, the 3-run homer by Ramirez Jr. Then Villa-Roman reaches on an air, steals a bag, and a little blooper into left center, scores him off the bat of Harrison Bruce. Now top of the order, though, and Matt Sinatro. So not getting easier for Hart here in the 4th.
Yeah, you don't want to see Hart break down now, letting the 4 runs go by. We need to see him build things back up and gain some composure here and just pitch out.
Sinatro flew out to center field in the first. He walked, stole a base, and scored in the third. Sinatro hitting $190 on the year. 4 stolen bases already for this San Francisco Dons squad in the ballgame. We're just in the 4th inning. That pitch misses outside, and Hart nibbling a bit with 1 strike. Count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. And you got the best hitter for the Dons, Giarratano, on deck.
Sinatro, of course, WCC honorable mention last year. League All-Star.
Throw over a snap tag not in time from Evans. Well, this squad likes to run. 27 steals on the season so far here.
Yeah, Sinatro last year, 26 stolen bases, tied for 8th in team history.
Yeah, that's quite a few steals there. A lot of teams don't even steal that many. The 1-1.
Yeah.
Chopper, going to be tough to turn to. Signs going to tag the man, the throw. Oh, he didn't get him. And Signs is saying, you got to be kidding me. That's going to bring out Andy Stankiewicz. Everybody's going to be safe. Wow. I'd love to see a replay on that one. I can't imagine. I mean, Signs can't believe it.
Yeah.
And Coach Stankiewicz is going to come out and have a conversation with John Flanagan, the third base umpire who was in there to make that call. Boy, the way Signs, you can tell a lot by the body language, and I didn't really notice whether the runner showed the body language of being out, but you see the replay here, Signs, boy, he reaches out. Say he missed him going by, and tough to see from that angle.
Yeah.
But Stankiewicz just trying to find out and get an answer because, quite frankly, we had about the same angle that the umpire did. So you'd love to see that right down the first base line, but that's not the angle the umpire had either, right? You know? So Coach Stankiewicz out there having a chat with Flanagan. We saw Coach Stankiewicz get run from a ball game up at St. Mary's after arguing some balls and strikes. Not going to get run here, but really just wanted to go out there and find out what he saw. And evidently Flanagan said he saw that he missed the tag. Not sure how he saw that, but everybody's safe. Yeah. So things going from bad to worse for GCU with Nico Giarratano up at the plate. Singled his last time up, struck out his first time up. He's 1 for 2 on the day. And you got runners at first and second. Good speed out there with Bruce down at second and Sinatro down at first.
And with this lead, 6-3 now, 4 runs occurred here by the Dons. Everyone looking at Hart to really just pitch out of this inning so they can turn around and respond and put some points up on the board to answer back to this 4-run inning here.
So Sinatro credited with the base hit single on that chopper to second. In the air to left. If that's fair, that's going to be trouble. It's going to stay fair. Just paints the line. Bruce is going to come around to score. Sinatro on his horse. He's getting waved in. The ball gets lost in the corner. And 2 more runs score. And Giarratano with a 2 RBI double, blowing things open here for the Dons. 8-3 in the 4th.
Yeah, unfortunately spoke too soon about Hart being in some cold water here. Looking rough right there, allowing that now lead 8-3 on the Lopes in this 4th inning. It's really been a turn of events here. They're going to reconvene at the pitcher's mound for the second time. Yeah, that's going to be it
for Hart. He's going to come out of this ball game. I'd imagine it's going to be Andrews. He was the guy up, and boy, Giarratano with the base hit, didn't strike it real well, but just went with the pitch on the outside corner and just put it right down the left field line. And a couple more RBI for the senior shortstop. And Nico Giarratano now with 9 RBI on the season, and it's a 8-3 ball game. Coach Stankiewicz having a long talk with his infield.
Yeah.
Because, quite frankly, the Lopes have put a lot of runs on the board the past 3 games as well. So they know that this game is not out of reach at 8-3, but they just got to stem the tide here as Andrews comes in to take over for Deegan Hart, not the outing he wanted, just going 3 1/3 innings before giving way to Andrews.
The Lopes having to expect this from the Dons. They're averaging 10 runs per game. having such high scoring, knowing coming into this series that they were going to have to expect that from, of course, you know, the stolen bases, how high they are on those stat sheets. So, you know, not a common trend here. Dawn starting off a little slow, but really turning things around in this 4th inning.
Andrews, the sophomore lefty out of Queen Creek, Arizona, went to Queen Creek High School. And on the season, Andrews has no ERAs, appeared in 3 ball games in 2 2/3. He's given up 1 hit, no runs, and no walks with 4 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 125 against him. And, you know, the Dons had a lot of right-handed batters in that lineup. A lot of left-handed batters, in that lineup against the righty Deegan Hart. So now they'll face the lefty Josh Andrews, and it'll be Smoot, the 9th hitter of the inning for the Dons. They're going to bat around here if Smoot doesn't line into a double play here. Good speed once again on the base paths for the Dons with Geritano out there. Andrews is finishing up his tosses here.
So Hart, unfortunately, not getting that full game, but starting off pretty good. We saw him come out with a lot of confidence, a lot of consistency, really doing a nice job in those first few innings. Unfortunately, just couldn't hang here in this 4th inning. The Dons really putting on the pressure against Hart, and like you said, Michael, that's where he tended to struggle, you know, with a few of those batters. And the intensity there, the steals really just got the best of him, and we'll see this exchange now.
So Smoot at the plate now with, 6 runs already across for the Dons. Still in the 4th with still just 1 out. Andrews trying to stem the flow here. First pitch, about to call that a strike, but it was not. It missed somewhere. Low and away, I guess. Smoot 0 for 2 at a strikeout and grounded to a fielder's choice. Hitting .302 on the season. No homers, 10 RBI. Geritano out at second. Good sized lead. Bull trying to keep him close out there. The 1-0 in there. A high strike called. Well, I'm trying to figure out Rob McKinley's strike zone there. I actually liked the first pitch better than the second one, but he disagreed with me. So maybe we pitch up in the zone here against these guys. Outfield straight away, normal depth. Barnes going through the signs. Lopes have their work cut out for him. Down 5 here in the 4th. Fouled back. 1-2 strike the count.
Smoot, redshirt senior out of Mirage, California. Second on the team last year with a .321 average. Led the team with 14 doubles, 33 RBIs. That was as a junior.
Smoot ready to go. 1-2 count. Andrews a check of the runner. The pitch high and tight. 2-2 the count to Alan Smoot. Number 3 hole hitter. Puskarich on deck for the Dons. Dons after this series have 5 at home. Lopes are on the road. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Well, that's where that first pitch was. That's why I thought that was a strike the first time he saw it. I think Smoot was a little confused because that looked exactly like the first pitch was called a ball. But we get the strikeout. So that is the 4th strikeout of the ball game by Lopes pitchers. First for Andrews, for Josh. And now we've got Puskarich, who led off this inning with the base hit single and came around to score on the 3-run homer by Ramirez. So 10th batter of the inning. And that's going to ruin my scorecard, make me move over to the 5th inning here. Check of the runner. Nobody covering second. Is big lead by Geritano out there.
Yeah, solo runner there on second. Looking to carry this lead. 8-3 now. 2 outs.
Pitch to Puskarich, down low. 1-0. Ross Puskarich, the junior first baseman, 1 for 2. A base hit single to right his last time up, and as we mentioned, came around to score on that 3-run homer by Manny Ramirez Jr. Ground out to second. Back in the second inning. 2 outs now, and Lopes trying to get out of this one with no more damage. Fastball in the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. Well, this is exactly the Dons doing in this inning what we had wanted the Lopes to do in the bottom of the third, which was tack on a few runs. And boy, have they ever. A big crooked number up there. 6 runs already across in his 4th inning.
Josh Andrews coming in for this big position just as a sophomore. Only 6 relief appearances last year as a freshman, going 0-1.
Down low, 2-1.
Andrews' first debut for GCU was actually against Gonzaga, of all teams. That was just about a year ago. Tossed a scoreless
Swing and a
inning.
miss. 2-2.
This game really seeming to be up and down. We've had some longer innings and some shorter innings, and then this inning seeming to last the entire game here, Michael. It's been a long one. Fortunately, 6 runs scored here for the Dons.
The 2-2, and he hits him.
Yep.
Boy, that one got away. He's trying to go inside, and so the inning will continue. Puskarich on for the 2nd time in the inning, a base hit single, and now hit by the pitch. Had him in a good position, and boy, that one just got away. You could just see that trying to go inside and missed his spot by about 1.5 feet. Second hit batter of the ball game for Lopes pitchers. Digging hard at hit Michael Perry. And now it'll be the catcher coming up now with a couple runners on, Dominic Marolio. Marolio, a line out to left and a fly out to center, 0 for 2. Did he hit him? Almost. Boy, that was tight inside again. Well, they want to pitch inside from the lefty to these righties, but a little too much.
Marolio named to the 2017 Johnny Bench Award watch list. Started off the season a little rough from that, returning from that hand injury that we had discussed earlier. But had a good series against South Carolina, about 3 home runs. Vaulted him to first on the team.
The 1-0, way late on that one, fouls it back. 1-1 the count to Marolio.
He'll look to remain at bat here in this 4th inning. 8-3, 2 outs.
The 1-1. Fouls it back again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Marolio, 3 homers in that tournament down at Coastal Carolina. Went 2-2 in that tournament, losing to the national champs twice, 7-5 and 6-1. Got a couple of wins, 1 over Albany, 1 over Winthrop. The 1-2. Fouls it off right side, out of play.
Having a hard time really connecting fully. Getting just a little piece off of that one. Staying alive here at bat for Marolio.
So Andrews trying to get out of this one. Couple of runners on, 6 runs already across. 8-3 lead for San Francisco. The 1-2. Boy, just reached out and stayed alive and rattles that one off the screen above his first base dugout. Well, if you're looking ahead for GCU, it'll be 5, 6, and 7 Best, Cotton, and Malice due up if Andrews can just finish this inning. I didn't put the stopwatch on this one, but what are we at, 3 hours for this inning?
Just about.
Good
Seems
grief.
like it. The whole game has been played right here in the 4th inning.
The 1-2, both runners go. Shot, line drive. Yep. There's the first baseman, Evans, to make the grab. Boy, that could have been trouble. And Marolio's talking to himself, saying, man, I hit a line drive to left, a line drive down the first base line. I can't get a base knock. But don't be greedy. They got 6 to come across. And now the Dons lead the Lopes 8-3 as we go to the bottom of the 4th.
check out company.
Hey Phoenix, it's Thunder Dan Marley, head
Weekend in the Student Union. Network with different companies, learn about jobs and internships, and maybe even land a job. For more information, contact Career Services at gcu.edu or follow them on Facebook for future opportunities at facebook.com/GCU Career Services.
Well, that top of the fourth, really got away from the Lopes as the Dons get 6 runs to come across on 5 hits. So now 8 runs, 7 hits, no errors, 3 left on for the Dons. And Lopes just 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. But we've talked about it. Deegan Hart has looked good at times this year, probably his best outing against Oklahoma State. But he's also been susceptible to some tough innings. He gave up 5 in his first inning of work at St. Mary's. But here in this one, it was a 3-run homer by Manny Ramirez Jr. Just hung a pitch inside. Looked like it's straight change, and Ramirez just took it over the left field wall.
It's like we want to believe in the young pitcher so badly, but of course coming out here in only his 4th start here for GCU as he transferred in from that community college. And we want to have so much hope for him, but of course, unfortunately taken out into this game. But I believe there's a lot left out of him this season, and we hope to see him back in the game, possibly, maybe not in this series, but on the road next weekend, and really get on there, get some experience out here at this Division I level, and really make some things happen for GCU.
Well, Grant Goodman has not been necessarily sharp throughout this ball game, but boy, he's got a nice lead here, 8-3 as he goes to work in the bottom of the 4th. And if you're the Dons, as Cuba Bess digs in, you really just want to throw strikes and put the ball in play and get to the end point in this ball game as soon as you can. That first pitch misses 1-0. That's what you don't want to do, is pitch behind guys. Best struck out his last time up, and that one on the shoe tops, but called a strike. 1-1 the count to Cuba Bess, the freshman DH. Cuba's dad played pro ball. That one misses outside. Marolio tried to frame that one, but no such luck from the home plate umpire, Rob McKinley. 2-1 the count. Into left field. Is it going to stay fair? It will. It'll get the corner. Bess rounds first. He's going to stroll into second base with a leadoff double. There you go, Cuba.
Absolutely. Some momentum we need here for the Lopes in this 4th, answering back, unfortunately, to those 6 runs scored. Cuba Bess now getting on base, exactly what we needed to set up a great scoring opportunity here for the Lopes.
Bess with his 2nd double of his young season and his career here at GCU. That'll bring up Quinn Cotton. Cotton ground out to 2nd and is only a bat so far this ball game. So Bess in scoring position with nobody out. Cotton trying to bring him home to cut this lead in half. Ooh, big breaking pitch. Just missed, and I think might have confused the catcher there. Marolio very quickly called timeout and went out to talk to his pitcher there, as that was almost like that 12-6 curveball that you hardly ever see anymore. I think just dropped off the table. 1-0 the count to Cotton.
I was like, hey, man, what is this? What's going on here?
I called a different pitch. Or he might have just been going out there to see what he wanted to have for dinner.
Yeah,
we never really
true.
know. We guess.
Yep.
We're never quite sure. The 1-0 to Cotton. Outside corner for a strike. 1-1. Quinn Cotton hitting 143 on the year. He has struggled once the Pavlik injury happened and Preston had to come out of the game up at St. Mary's. They moved going to Quiggle over to center, and Cotton getting a chance at left field. In the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, Quinn Cotton's dad, Anthony, was a football player at Northwestern. His mom, Teresa, was a basketball player at Regis. So not only a very athletic family, a very smart family to go to Northwestern and Regis and go through your career there. So 2-1 count. Foul back. We had a good rip at that one up around the eyes. A little high, but 2-2 the count to Quinn Cotton, the freshman left fielder for GCU. Malice on deck. Lopes in a hole here, down 8-3.
Cotton, a big recruit for GCU. He was offered at Oklahoma, West Virginia, Washington, and USC.
The 2-2. Waits on it, hits it to the right side. Perry's got it, fires to first, but a productive out as Cotton moves the runner over to third base. It still goes as a out. I've always thought that should be a sacrifice, not count against him. He hits it to the right side, advances the runner. Should be a sacrifice, right? Very productive out, gets the runner down to third, and Zach Malice at the plate with 1 out. And Cuba Best down at third base. Lopes trail it 8-3.
Maybe you need to join the NCAA baseball rule committee.
What committee? Is that like a stat committee or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think they would listen to me, to be honest with you. I went in there for strike one. But Josh Hauser, the sports communication baseball vice president. I don't know what your title is. But
sports information.
I don't think it's sports communications now. I think they've upped it. They're not information
They've
anymore.
changed the title.
The 0-1 in the dirt gets away. Going to try to score. Cuba, does he get there? He does. Boy, great play by the catcher, Marolio, to even get to that ball and get it to Goodman. But Cuba Best hustling in just in front of the tag.
A little hard to see again.
Yeah, Goodman's got a pretty good argument there because Cuba's entire body went past the bag and he reached out or the plate and reached out and grabbed it with his left hand. But it goes as a run scoring on that wild pitch. It's 8-4 ball game. Up high. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike on Malice.
And a good little confidence booster for GCU, returning the favor. 4-8 now, minimizing this 6-run lead the Dons put on in the 4th.
In the air to left center field. Villaroman moving over and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Boy, that was some aggressive base running by the freshman Cuba Best down there. Got the run across, though. Now with 2 outs, Griffin Barnes will come to the plate with nobody on. Barnes singled and scored his only at bat against Goodman in this ball game. I really didn't think that ball had gotten away far enough, but boy, Cuba got a good read on it in the dirt. Not much more that the Dons could have done. Outside corner for the strike. Well, the Lopes chipping away. They've scored in every inning but the second. Just haven't had that big number like the 6 that the Dons put on the board in the top half of this inning. 1-1 the count to Barnes.
Barnes, the redshirt sophomore out of Anaheim, played in 22 games last year as a freshman. As a redshirt freshman, batting .157.
1-2 the count to Griffin. 2 outs here in the 4th. Way outside, 2-2. You know, his brother played over at ASU and plays for the Los Angeles Dodgers out there in Southern California. Austin Barnes. Reaching for that one, stays alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. 8-4 ball game. Lopes have gotten 6 hits. The Dons just 1 more at 7, but they got 4 more runs on the board. I think Gabe Benavides is still, that one hit in the air to left, didn't get all of it. Sinatro coming in, still coming in, camps and makes the grab, and that is the inning. So we've completed 4, 8-4, Dons with the lead. This is Lopes Baseball on GCU TV.
I'm Dominique. I'm a student here at Grand Canyon University studying hospitality management. My hospitality courses here are giving me a high quality education from professors that I know have been successful. Being able to work while I'm in school has enriched my college experience. I feel like I know where I'm going and what I want to do. When they say find your purpose, they mean it.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Welcome back to Brazos Stadium, playing under the lights here in Game 1 of this 3-game series with the Dons. And San Francisco leads GCU 8-4 as we go to the 5th, and we have a new pitcher on the bump. It's Gabe Benavides, wearing number 14, the sophomore lefty out of Wilcox, Arizona, played at Canyon del Oro. And Benavides takes over for Josh Andrews, who took over for the starter, Deegan Hart. Benavides on the year. This will be his 3rd appearance in 3 innings. He's given up 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and a couple of strikeouts. Opponents hitting .273 against Gabe, and he comes in trailing 8-4, and his job here is just to get some outs quickly and get the Lopes back at the plate.
Yeah, only 10 appearances last year as a freshman, all in relief through 17 innings. Went 1-1 with a .318 ERA, ranked 2nd on the team, though, last year in just 10 short games that he appeared in.
So another lefty on for the Lopes after the righty Deegan Hart only went 3 1/3, gave up 7 hits, tagged with all 8 runs, 7 of those earned. He did walk 2 and struck out 3, had a wild pitch, hit a batter. Not one of his best performances in throwing 82 pitches. Andrews came in and got the last 2 outs of that 4th inning. So now Gabe Benavidez, and we talked to Rich Dorman, and he said, we'll probably, if we have to go to the pen early, we'll probably just use guys in spots and don't tax them too much here, as we've got a bunch of games on the road and some midweek games coming up after the Lopes finish this 3-game set. And so for the Dons, it'll be Perry, Ramirez Jr., and Villaroman due up. Perry walked and scored his last time up, was hit by a pitch. So he's been on base twice and earned it being hit by a pitch and getting the walk, but no official at-bats in this ball game. But he's been on base twice and scored a run. First pitch gets under that one to left. Cotton makes the grab, so 1 pitch, 1 out. That's what the economists would call an economy of effort there. 1 pitch and 1 out. Perry retired for the first time.
Yep, and just as you said, Benavidez needing to come in here and really just get 3 outs quickly and move the momentum of the game back to GCU so they can put the runs on. Doing a nice job here so far.
And so bring up the difference maker in the ballgame right here. Manny Ramirez Jr., 3-run homer in the 4th. Really broke this one wide open. First pitch inside, strike 1. And boy, it wasn't a ball that he necessarily tattooed, but he did get all of it. Just a high inside pitch, and Ramirez just turned on it and lofted it out over that left field wall. Boy, he hits that one good to dead center. Going back is Quiggle at the warning track and makes the grab. Well, Manny's starting to see the ball pretty well. He gave that one a ride, but very quickly, 2 up and 2 down. With just 3 pitches in the inning for Benavidez.
Perfect.
Get that elusive 3rd out, get back in the dugout and try to score some runs. This guy's been trouble for the Lopes. Tyler Villaroman, the freshman center fielder. A bunt single, a couple of stolen bases, and a run scored in the 3rd. Reached on an air, stole a base, and scored in the 4th. Going to bunt again. The pitch misses down low. He pulled the bat back. 1-0. The count to Villaroman. Villaroman already 3 stolen bases in the ballgame. 9 on the season. Has not been thrown out. Whoops, haven't been close to throwing him out in this ballgame. The 1-0. Inside, 2-0. So once again, after getting 2 quick outs, Benavidez going the way of Deegan Hart, just having trouble getting that elusive 3rd out of the inning. Behind Villaroman now. To center field, that should do it. Quiggle moves over toward right, makes the grab. Nice inning for Gabe Benavidez. 3 fly balls, 3 outs, only about 6 or 7 pitches in the entire inning, just what the doctor ordered. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 8-4 Dons over the Lopes.
If you're in the area tomorrow, be a part of the 7th annual GCU Foundation Run to Fight Children's Cancer. You can still register for the 5K, 10K, or cheer on the teams as they complete their run. All proceeds are spent locally by Phoenix Children's Hospital and Children's Cancer Network. Register at runtofightcancer.com.
5K, 10K, which one would you do, Taylor?
I would definitely prefer the 5K.
What?
Yes.
You're a runner.
I know.
You're a track athlete at GCU.
I know, but I like to consider myself a middle distance runner. So
see, a 5K to me is like a marathon.
Really?
That's middle distance to you?
Yeah, well, the mile's more middle distance to me. So the 5K is like the longest I'll go in a race. 10K would be pushing it for sure.
Yeah. The mile's like, really? Do I have to go a full mile?
Yeah,
to me.
I
So
know.
Taylor Bond, Michael Potter here with you. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and the Lopes trail it 8-4. Grant Goodman back on the hill, and for the Lopes it'll be 9-1-2. Quiggle, Bull, and Signs. And as if you're just joining us here on GCU TV, you've probably throughout the year heard Taylor Bond on different broadcasts. Taylor, a track athlete here at GCU.
That's
And
right.
you had a crazy workout just before you got here. Just real quickly, just tell the folks what a track athlete at GCU does for a workout. Just real quickly.
Okay, on a Friday we had 2-mile warm-up, 4-mile tempo, 6 150s, and then 2-mile cool-down.
I'm tired just listening to it. Line shot into center field for Quiggle. Leadoff man aboard once again for GCU. Well, that's how we drew it up. Benavides comes in and gets out of the top half of the inning, and then the Lopes get the leadoff man aboard once again for the third inning in a row and fourth inning out of 5. The only time the Lopes didn't get the leadoff man aboard was back in the second inning. So top of the order, and Austin Bull at the plate. Here we go. GCU's got a little bit of life here.
Absolutely. It's as if they're hearing what we're saying. We're wanting them to do this, and they're turning around and making things happen. 8-4 here. Plenty of time to really minimize this lead and gain some momentum, as you said, seeing some light at the end of the tunnel for this first game of 3 against the Dons.
Pitch low and away. Ball 1. No action in the bullpen for the Dons here, and why would you? Goodman's got a 4-run lead here, but Austin Bull is 2 for 2 in this one. Has a run scored after a base hit single in the first, and then drove in a run in the third with a single. So Bull having a day here, or a night, as it were. Fouled off, 1-1 the count.
Of course, those next 2 games tomorrow will be at 2 p.m. and then Sunday at 1 p.m. all Mountain Standard Time, GCU.TV right here. Catch all the action.
The 1-1. If you want to come out for the ball game, you can come out, enjoy the game at Brazil. You can bring your phone or your iPad. You can, log in and watch the game, as well as watching it live. You can watch the replays and such. That one fouled off, so Bull down to the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Signs on deck here for the Lopes. Bull, a switch hitter, hitting from the left side once again against the righty Grant Goodman. Goodman, as we mentioned, missed all of 2015 with Tommy John surgery. Coming back here and pitching well early in this season for the Dons. There goes Quiggle. He started and stopped, little chopper foul, but that went off of Bull's leg or his foot. And so it'll be a foul ball and everybody will come back. Boy, Quiggle looked like he had a nice jump, but then he stopped after about 4 steps trying to get something going there, and Bull is still grimacing and kind of laughing. You can't rub it, though, right? I mean, you can't reach down and act like it hurts or rub it or anything. You got to just kind of walk it off and act like you're fine. That's what Bully's doing.
As you were saying, Tommy John's surgery, high school baseball just now made a rule because of that surgery. You now have to keep a pitcher's count, and they can't pitch over 100 innings.
In the dirt, Quiggle read it, tried to get to second, and a great play by the catcher for the Dons, Dominic Marolio, and kept the ball in front of him, picked it up, and had him dead to right. It's a perfect strike down there. So the leadoff man extinguished, but a 2-2 count to Bull with 1 out and nobody on now.
And second base been a struggle for the umps here today, but getting that call off, second out for the Lopes.
Yeah, that one was a little easier to call.
Yeah.
The pitch, shot into left field, past the dive of the shortstop, Geritano, and so instead of the Lopes having runners at first and second and nobody out, they got a man on first with 1 out and Signs coming up to the plate. Well, you're going to get some of that aggressive base running and maybe some mistakes at times from you see Bull just take that ball and just shoot it past the shortstop. He's 3 for 3 on the day. And, man, if he gets hot, he's a guy who can just go on a tear over this series. But you're going to get that from some freshmen making a few running mistakes. We'll talk to Coach Stink, which, I don't know if that was necessarily a mistake or not, as Bull's going, and that ball's lifted into right field. Bruce coming over, going to make the grab, and Austin retreats back to first base. 2 outs. Might have been a hit and run on that one because Bull looked like he was going and looking back a bit. All right, it'll be Gary's chance here with now 2 outs. So an inning that started off looking so good for GCU. And now Goodman 1 out away from getting out of this thing unscathed.
Bull, Malice, and Schwartz all named to the pre-WAC all-conference team voted on by other coaches in the Western Athletic Conference.
First pitch to Gary in there for a strike, coming right at him. Schwartz 0 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice and produced a run. So we got an RBI on that one, and then he flew out to right. Schwartz named that list in the preseason player of the year. Second year in a row as he rips that one past Greg Bordas down the first base. Second year in a row, the Lopes have had the preseason WAC player of the year selection, Paulie Panichone. Pre-WAC player of the year last year. Didn't win the award as Daniel Johnson had an unbelievable senior season for New Mexico State, and Paulie had some injuries and missed some games. But Paulie did get drafted in the 10th round by the Nationals. I think Daniel Johnson got drafted by the Nationals as well, maybe in the 5th round. Swing and a miss on a pitch out of the zone, and Schwartz goes down. So with the leadoff single by Quiggle, he's gunned down on the caught stealing, a fly out to right by Signs after Bull gets a base hit single, and then a strikeout of Schwartz. And for the Lopes, they get no runs on a couple of hits. There were no errors and a man left on base. We've completed 5. Score remains 8-4 Dons over the Lopes.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Well, the Lopes unable to take advantage of a couple of base hits in that bottom of the 5th, Taylor. And, man, I tell you what, it looked like a pretty promising start to that inning, but that caught stealing really hurt as Quiggle was gunned down. Read a ball in the dirt, aggressive play, but didn't work out his way. And the Lopes still trail it 8-4 as we go to the 6th. But 8 runs, 7 hits, no errors, 3 left on for the Dons. 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on for GCU. And, boy, they come off of that St. Mary's trip where the Lopes just pounded the ball the entire series, but still only come away with 1 victory. And hopefully that's not what's going to happen here. But hit the ball well, just not able to put those runs across in this one.
Absolutely. Coming off, of course, that 10-game road series, having a bit of a struggle there for the Lopes, but coming off a victory, finally 6-4 victory over St. Mary's before having dropped the game 6-8 the day before. So coming in on a victory, finally back home here at Brazos Stadium for the San Francisco series.
9-1-2 due up here for the Dons. Bruce Sinatro and Giratano, but we're going to look like we got a pinch hitter here. Number 8, Brady Bate. Swing and a miss. So the pinch hitter, Brady Bate, at the plate for his first at-bat here against Benavides. Gabe came in last inning and got him in order. 1, 2, 3. He got through Perry Ramirez Jr. and Villaroman.
For not seeing too many innings, yeah, he did a great job. Did exactly what his purpose was, to come in and get those 3 outs.
Bate in 343, flies that one to right. So 4 fly outs in a row for Benavides since coming into the ball game. And that's the first one to right. So we wanted to make sure that Gary got into the action. He had a fly out to left and 2 to center. Got ahead of the barrel on that one. So top of the order, Sinatro due up against Benavides. And Gabe doing exactly what you want your relief pitcher to do when you're down 4 runs, coming in and just producing outs quickly. Up high, ball 1.
We talked about needing some consistency from the pitchers as well, so he did a great job there in 1 inning to do that and to come out strong here and just play with some consistency and with some force.
Sinatro 1 for 2 on the evening. Flew out to center in the first, walk, stole a base and scored in the 3rd. That breaking pitch did not break, up high 2-0. And then in the 4th, he reached on a fielder's choice and then came in to, actually got a base hit single, and then came around to score.
Matt Sinatro, one of the many players here on both teams to have MLB relations. His dad playing for the Atlanta Braves, Mariners, and the A's.
2-1 to count to Sinatro. Benavides working quickly. Like to see that. The 2-1. Ooh, just missed outside. 3-1. A little high as well. This one under the lights. The next 2 will be under the sun. 2 o'clock tomorrow, 1 o'clock on a Sunday. And then, you know, you've been mentioned, the Lopes head out on the road for quite a while after that Sunday ball game, as that one's fouled off by Sinatro. They've got at UNLV, then go down to Pepperdine, play Pepperdine a couple times, Long Beach State, and then at New Mexico before coming home to start Western Athletic Conference play with Bakersfield on the 24th, 25th, and 26th. That'll be the next time they'll be back here at Brazil.
Yeah, it seems like they're kind of going on these weak
Didn't
runs
break.
there.
Hit him in the back. So the third hit batter, I should say, of the ball game for Lopes pitchers. I think if I'm correct, everybody, yeah. Hart hit one, Andrews hit one, and now Benavides has hit a batter. So Sinatra on for the third time. Got on with the walk, a base hit single, and now on with the hit by pitch. And that'll bring up Nico Giarratano, the switch hitting shortstop. Giarratano 2 for 3. Having a nice night. Sharply hit to right. But right for Garrison Schwartz makes the grab. So the line out to right is the second out of the inning. I'll bring up Alan Smoot. Smoot struck out twice. Struck out swinging in the first, looking in the fourth, and ground into a fielder's choice to end the third.
Smoot second on the team last year with a .321 average. Led the team with those 14 doubles, 33 RBIs. And that was after missing the first 12 games from injury, but then went on to start the rest of the 43 games that he appeared in.
Little slider in the outside corner. Strike one. Eight 4. Dons with the lead over the Lopes. 0-1 in there for strike two.
This is the inning we really needed to see, these last two innings here. Able to close it out, fortunately for the Lopes.
Yeah, if Gabe can get out of this one, doing his job here.
Yeah.
Big upset brewing in the WAC basketball tournament up in Las Vegas. The 0-2. In the air to left. Cotton coming over. Does he have room? Reaching up, can't make the grab. Ran out of room there in the left, gave it a look. We'll go back here, and it'll be an 0-2 count to Smoot once again with 2 outs here, and the Lopes trailing 8-4. Utah Valley up on Bakersfield, the number 1 seed, the regular season champ. 49-43, Utah Valley up with about 2:28 to go. So Utah Valley trying to pull the upset and beat Bakersfield. And I can't say, Taylor, that would make me sad if that happened. Can't lie about it.
Yeah, that's
Might make
true.
me a little happy if that would happen, too.
Of course, GCU coming off a great season of basketball here. Their last season in the provisional period before going on to full Division I status. So
a throw over gets over the head of Evans.
Yep.
Runner go to second. He's going to try for third. No, going to hold up right there.
Looks like he might have even had possibly the space for third, but he's going to play it safe, remaining on second. 2 outs. Benavides really needing to just pitch out of this inning.
Yeah, another error there for the Lopes, second one of the ball game. Yeah, with an 0-2 count, just trying to toss it. It almost looked like he took a little off of that one, trying to just toss it over there, keep the runner close. Not even really a straight pickoff move, and just launched it over the first baseman's head. Sinatra really getting a big lead out there at second, and neither the shortstop Bull or the second baseman Signs wanting to vacate their position. With a lefty up, unless they're pitching him outside, you would think it would be Bull that would be the guy wanting to hold him on, but we'll see here. 0-2 count to Smoot. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Well, Benavides is able to get the strikeout and end the inning. So Gabe doing his job here as he's keeping the Lopes close here, putting a couple goose eggs on the board since coming in, but still GCU with some work to do as we go to the bottom of the 6th. 8-4 Dons over the Lopes.
You are invited to watch some of the best dunkers and sharpshooters in college basketball right here at GCU Arena. Witness some of the best college players compete in front of a national audience in the State Farm College Slam Dunk and 3-Point Championship on March 30th. Tickets are on sale at gcuarena.com.
Well, NCAA March Madness kicking off with these conference tournaments in earnest. Duke, number 14, beats North Carolina 93-83. That's a lot of points. Is nobody playing defense anymore in the ACC? Good grief, man. But Duke gets a big win there. And as we mentioned already, you know, Michigan knocked off Purdue, a top-ranked team. And now in the Western Athletic Conference, which the Lopes will be playing in that tournament next year, Utah Valley trying to knock off the number 1 seed. It's 49-44 with about 2 minutes to go in that one.
U of A with a big win yesterday over Boulder also. An exciting game that ended up being.
Yeah, that Pac-12 tourney is going to be a pretty good one. It's shaping up to be Oregon against either UCLA or Arizona. I think all three of those teams at one time this year had been in the top 3 or 4. UCLA had been number 1 at the point. I can't remember if Oregon had been number 1 or not. But Lopes trail at 8-4 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Evans to lead things off. Line shot. But second baseman Perry climbs the ladder and makes the grab. Evans looking out there, making sure. But a line shot. Well struck. But Evans retired for the first out. That'll bring up Cuba Best. Best doubled and scored, leading off the 4th. He struck out in the 2nd. Scored on that wild pitch. Aggressive base running, the 4th run of the ball game for the Lopes. The pitch misses inside, ball 1. Well, tough luck for Ian Evans. He scalded that one, but Perry able to make the grab. In the outside corner, 1-1. Well, both pitchers in the game now, Benavides and Goodman, working quickly.
Cuba Bess really getting into this lineup. We didn't see him much at first, especially in that first series against Oklahoma State, but making his appearance now here at a small town, Fruita, Colorado. Attended Fruita Monument.
The 1-2 pitch. Fastball missed outside. Good eye for Cuba. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lopes trail at 8-4 in the 6th here. 6 runs on the board for the Dons as that one misses. Count goes full. In the 4th inning, that's when it really got away from GCU. The big blow, the 3-run homer from Manny Ramirez Jr. over the left field wall.
That was unfortunately really the disastrous turn for the game. 8-4, 6 runs in that inning. Of course, as we talked about, though, the Dons averaging about 10 runs a game, so really had to expect that.
That one fouled back. So the count stays full, 3-2. Well, we'll keep an eye on that WAC basketball tournament. Utah Valley now just up by 2, 49-47, with only about 1:20 to go. That one rifled down the third base line, but foul. Coach Stankiewicz down there at third, keeping his eyes open. Full count. The pitch once again to Bess in the air to left. Sinatro coming over and going to get out of play.
Making his practice run all the way there, almost to second. That's his father, Johnny, drafted by the Cincinnati Reds in the 22nd round back in 1992. So all these players seem to have high caliber, you know, parents or family members. A lot of good connections here for some young collegiate players.
Yeah, we got quite a few in this ball game that parents, relatives, playing in the big leagues, playing in pro ball. The 3-2, little tapper, foul. That's by the catcher, and so we'll do it again. 3-2 count here with the Lopes trailing it 8-4. We are in the 6th.
Bess keeping it alive, having a nice at-bat here for the freshman.
Payoff pitch once again. Chop foul. So, yeah, Bess having a nice at-bat, battling here. Cuba's pretty much locked into that DH role over the last few games. 1 for 2 in this one with a run scored. The pitch. Shot past the dive into right field. Bess is 2 for 3. So Cuba on board with the base hit single. Second time in as many at-bats in a row. That'll bring up Quinn Cotton. Boy, Cuba, just what a great swing on a 3-2 pitch. Sticking with it. Powerful stroke, sends it into right field. Well, and that's the thing. The Lopes were the youngest team in the conference last year, still going to be one of the youngest teams. And next year, they'll be eligible for the tournament with a bunch of these freshmen becoming sophomores and sophomores becoming juniors and so forth. That one misses outside, Quinn Cotton. A couple of ground outs to second. Don't want to do that here. It could be an inning-ending double play if they're not careful. Best with his lead over there at first. Goodman's pitch, missed down low, 2-0. So Cotton getting ahead in the count here. Quinn just hitting 133 on the year. As we mentioned, wasn't getting a ton of playing time, pressed into action. The injury to Preston Pavlica. Cotton, his third start, his 7th game played this season. The 2-0. First to check of the runner. Now Goodman's ready to go. Little squib into shallow center field. Going out as a second baseman. Perry makes the grab, and that's the second out of the inning. Well, you'd like to get a better swing on the ball with a 2-0 count, but like Quinn got a little jammed in that one and just kind of shot it out there into shallow center field. So now Zach Malice needs a base knock to keep the inning going.
Zach Malice, of course, one of those 3 players to receive Western Athletic pre-all-conference team membership, so alongside teammate Bull and Schwartz.
Snap throw down to first. Boy, that was a great throw by the catcher. I don't know how he got his runner was safe, but boy, Dominic Marolio just kind of had his body open, facing there. Didn't even stride, just kind of snap throw down there.
Marolio, a man of many talents. Great batter as well. Great home run.
Who ripped down the line. That could score a run here. It's going to get into the corner. Bass on his horse. Oh, it takes a nice kick right over to the right fielder, and they're going to hold the runner at third, but a double for Zach Malice. Boy, that was played beautifully out there in right field. The ball kicked right over to Bate out there, and he played it well to keep that run off the board. But now, a couple of minutes in scoring position, and up to Griffin Barnes to get a base knock here to drive in a couple and get these Lopes ever closer here. They trail at 8-4.
Yeah, this is exactly the opportunity we need to create into the second half of this game, allowing 6 runs to go by in the 4th. 8-4 now, with great opportunity here. Pressuring the runners. Griffin Barnes will get the opportunity to hopefully bring his teammates in.
Malice with his first double of the year. Barnes at the plate now. Griffin in .318. Has 1 homer and 3 RBI. First pitch, hacking at it and fouls it off. Action in the pen down there. Scott Parker, lefty, number 22 up for the Dons, getting loose, but it's going to take him a little while to get ready to go. Great opportunity here for GCU. These 2-out base hits are so key. See if they can get one here by Griffin. It's under it and fouls it back, but that'll get out of play. So Barnes quickly in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Singled his first time up and came around to score the second run of the ball game. That was in the 3rd, and then flew out to left in the 4th. .98 pitches for Grant Goodman. You would imagine this would be it for him, just trying to get that final out of the inning. In the dirt, good take by Griffin. 1 ball, 2 strike to count.
Griffin had 16 starts last year as a redshirt freshman, batting .157. Of course, made that debut game against number 20 Gonzaga at the time.
Yeah, the Lopes the last couple years have been looking for somebody to take over that catcher's position since Humberto Aranda left. And Griffin trying to do it this year. That pitch up high, 2-2. When I talked to the pitching coach, Rich Dorman, before the game, I said, man, is Griffin just kind of taking that spot over? And he said, yeah, the guys like throwing to him. He has a good feel for the game, and he had a really great fall. So he was kind of our guy going into it, and he hasn't done anything to lose that job so far. The 2-2, 2 outs and a couple guys on. Fastball missed outside. Very close. 3-2 the count. A couple of groans from the San Francisco Dons fans here. But home plate umpire, Rob McKinley, said, nope, missed outside. Can't tell on Goodman's face whether he thought it was a strike or not. The 3-2 to Griffin. Fastball inside, he walked him. Bases loaded. And so just like that, Kona Quiggle strides to the plate is the tying run.
Absolutely.
I would imagine we will get a pitching change here.
They're going to
A walk out to the mound, yeah.
Kona Quiggle will have the big job here. Two outs.
Giarratano didn't even waste any time. He crossed that line, and he's calling to the bullpen. Yeah, you'd imagine so. I mean, what is it, over 100 pitches now for Goodman? So 101 pitches. Boy, that's a good outing. He's up 8-4 as he leaves here, but leaves his team in a bit of a jam here. And it was Scott Parker, number 22, that was throwing in the bullpen. Looks like a lefty coming in here to face Quiggle. So it should be number 22, Scott Parker. Parker, 5'8", 170, redshirt sophomore out of Laguna Niguel, California. Played at Dana Hills High School. Parker, in 6 innings of work this year, has a 3.0 ERA. This will be his 8th appearance in those 6 innings. 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned. He walked 3 and struck out 6. Opponents hitting 190 against him, but he has given up a home run and a double. And Quiggle, the switch hitter, will jump around and hit from the right side against the lefty Parker here with the bases loaded, 2 outs, and an 8-4 Dons lead in the bottom of the 6th inning. Big moment for both squads here in this one.
Quiggle, freshman here, going to come out and attempt to make something happen here and get those runners home. Greenway High School alum out of Phoenix, of course, hometown kid here.
Well, Parker, the lefty in, and you know, most of Quiggle's at bats have been against right-handed pitchers. So he's been hitting from the left side, hitting 276 coming into the ball game from the left side. But he's got a couple of singles in this one. Singleton scored a run in the 3rd, and then Singleton was caught stealing in the 5th. So batting average is bumped up to 353. But he's 2 for 3 against lefties this year, hitting 667. So not a ton of at bats, but has seen the ball well from the lefties. A base hit here would score a couple of runs, as you got Bess out at 3rd, Malice at 2nd, Barnes at 1st, and looks like Puskarich is going to play behind Barnes. So a gapper could possibly score 3 here, as Barnes is going to get a big lead. But we're ready to go here. Quiggle at the plate against Parker. First pitch, inside, missed, ball 1. Well, that looked like the catcher was set up on the outside corner, and that ball came all the way across.
Great opportunity, like you said, to tie it up here. Don't want to leave these runners stranded with such a good opportunity to tie this game up.
Top of the order on deck, the 1-0. Ooh, laid off of a high fastball, and boy, that was a good take, 2-0. Kona Quiggle on the year has 1 extra base hit, a double, no homers, just 1 RBI on the season. The number 9 hole hitter for the Lopes. 8-4, the Dons lead it. Ripped over the shortstop's head, just barely. 1 run scored. They're going to try to score another. The throw to the plate, cut off. Ooh, they might have had Malice. And everybody's safe. Runners at the corners. What a good throw from the left fielder, Sinatro. And you could see that the catcher, Marolio, was not happy that ball was cut off. But 2 come across. The 2-out, 2 RBI single. And look at Marolio just puts his hands right on his hips saying, man, I think we might have had him at the plate if that ball had gone through. What a base knock by Kona Quiggle. A couple more runs across. 8-6, GCU down 2. And inning continues with Austin Bull.
Great team effort there to get 2 runners home, 6-8 now. Things are really turning around. We were worried there in that 4th inning what was really going to occur for the rest of this game, but fighting back now, and it'll be the top of the lineup, Austin Bull.
Bull 3 for 3. He switches around. He'll hit from the right side. And Kona Quiggle picks up 2 more ribbies. He's got 3 now on the season. Pitch from Parker to Bull. Down low and inside. Ball 1. Well, though, we mentioned it that Gabe Benavides came in the 5th inning and pitched a couple of scoreless frames, did everything he could to keep his Lopes in it, and now the Lopes taking advantage of it with a couple of runs across the board. The 1-0. In the dirt, gets away.
He's going to push past him, yeah, knock him down almost.
Do anything to get to that ball, but 2-0, and so Parker struggling coming in relief, and nobody up in the bullpen down there.
Bull named to the pre-WAC all-conference team. All-WAC second team last year at second base. 11 stolen bases.
2-0 count, good hitter's counter. See if Bull's taken. He's pretty patient up there. Takes that one right down the pipe. So the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, Lopes have been aggressive on the base paths. It was good aggressive base running for for Griffin Barnes to go first to third on that. The third baseman cut that ball, and Barnes saw the base unoccupied and took third. The 2-1. Chopper, 2-2.
"51 games last year, 45 starts, 285, 20 RBIs last year. 34 double plays on the year, which was tied for second in the conference.
Runners at the corners. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball to short. Not many errors committed by the shortstop, Giarratano. He makes that play for the force out, but the Lopes get ever so much closer. Plate a couple of runs on a base hit single to score 2 by Kona Quiggle as we go to the 7th. 8-6. Lopes still trail it by 2.
Grand Canyon University's newly remodeled golf course is thriving in the heart of Phoenix, featuring over 7,200 yards of expansive tees and tree-lined fairways, signature par 3s, greenside bunkers, premium greens, and a brand new clubhouse and restaurant. Experience a University Championship golf course this summer with great rates as low as $15 available now. Book your tee times at gcugolf.com.
GCU cutting it closer and closer. They pick up a couple in the bottom of the 6th, and now it's an 8-6 ball game. The Dons put 6 on the board to really take that big lead back in the 4th, but the Lopes get 1 run back in the 4th, and now 2 here in the bottom of the 6th. We go to the 7th, 8-6, GCU trailing in this one, and we have a new pitcher on the mound for GCU.
Trying to get a lot of faces in there today, the pitching side. It'll be Josh Sieglitz. Yep, he's going to come out. The freshman out of Peoria, Arizona, attended Mountain Ridge High School. 26 appearances in high school varsity season, 272. So going to come out here for Benavides.
So Sieglitz, your new pitcher here in this one. And looks like it'd be his first appearance for the Lopes here. So Sieglitz getting his first crack at Division I play here, as he will face Puskarich, and then the catcher Marolio, and then Perry. 8-6 ball game. We are in the 7th. First pitch up high. Ball 1.
On Sieglitz's roster here, it says that GCU had been his #1 choice since 7th grade. He's quite the loyal
He
Lope.
stuck with it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Pitch from Sieglitz on the outside corner, 1-1 the count. Puskarich ground out to second, had a base hit single and scored a run in the 4th, and was hit by a pitch in the 4th. That's right, 2 at-bats in that same inning, and just barely gets a piece of that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Well, as if the season couldn't get any better for the softball team, they come into today's action with a record of 20-3. They're up in Northern California playing at Stanford. In the bottom of the 6th, they're up 11-1 on Stanford. The 1-2. That one ripped into left center field. Cotton coming over to cut it off. Trying to hold Puskarich to a single, and he does. But Puskarich on for the 3rd time today. Second base hit of the evening for Puskarich.
Yeah, Coach Ann Pearson doing incredible things for that GCU softball team.
I tell you, Marolio now at the plate now, but yeah, they've started off on fire, and they haven't really slowed down much.
Yep. Their games are so fun to watch, too. So many great players on that team, a lot of young players as well. So great things to happen for GCU softball.
Marolio. First pitch catches the outside corner for a strike. Marolio at the plate now with the man on first and nobody out. We're in the 7th, and it's 8-6 Dons with the lead. Marolio 0 for 3, but a line out to left in the 2nd, fly out to center in the 4th, and a line out to the first baseman in the 4th. Oh, big cut on a ball up around the shoulders. 0-2. He was going for home run number 4.
Sieglitz, I believe this is his first appearance here for GCU as a freshman in Division I baseball.
0-2. Sieglitz checks the runner. The pitch fouled off. Evans giving chase, but that's going to get out there where the fans are sitting down the first base line. So Sieglitz gets another ball and get ready to go again here. 8 runs on 8 hits, no errors, 4 left on for the Dons. 6 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors, and 4 left on for the Lopes. Marolio, swing and a miss, got him.
Marolio having a good game this evening. Not seeing too much action, having the freshman pitcher shutting him down there.
That'll bring up Michael Perry with a runner on first and 1 out. Perry was hit by a pitch in the 2nd and then was picked off by Hart. He walked and scored in the 4th and then flew out to left in the 5th. Outside. 1-0 the count to Perry. Perry, the redshirt junior, second baseman. Looking down to third, getting some signs from Troy Nakamura. Puskrich not a big threat to steal down there. Taking his lead, though.
Originally started his collegiate career at Pepperdine. Didn't play a whole lot before transferring over to San Francisco.
Gets away from Barnes, and that's going to allow the runner to move up.
Yeah, and GCU knowing the trend here is the Dons like to steal bases as many as they can, like you were saying before. Some of their players having more than an entire team even does.
So a wild pitch by Sieglitz allows the runner to move up to second. 2-0 count now to Perry with man on second and 1 out. Don's leading at 8-6. We're in the 7th. Fouled off. So Sieglitz comes right back at him. Well, the Lopes need one of these guys that we've seen so far come in. Andrews, Benavides, Sieglitz. Some of these guys are going to get some work. And in some ways auditioning for that midweek guy. You know, they're not going to pitch Hart or Wong or Repovich midweek. So they're going to need one of these guys to step up and take that baton, and he hits him. So now, once again, just to keep the string going, every Antelope pitcher has hit somebody.
Yeah, unfortunately, the trend here for the Lopes this evening. A lot of pitching changes here for the Lopes.
So this is not a good guy to see with 2 guys on because Manny Ramirez Jr. had a 3-run homer back in the 4th that really blew this game wide open. So I would definitely try not to give him anything up around the belt on the inside corner here. Now we're going to get a visit. Actually, we're going to get a change. Now, we saw the head coach, the skipper, Nino Giarratano, for the Dons get just across the foul line, and he made the motion to bring in Parker. Andy Stankiewicz got basically 2 steps out of the dugout and made the motion. He was ready to make that change. So we're going to need a new pitcher to come in here, and Sieglitz gave up a base hit single, struck out a man, had a wild pitch, and then hit a man. So his evening is done in his debut here. But Stankiewicz is going to go to the bullpen once again. And Taylor, as you mentioned, the Lopes have gone to that pen quite a bit. Deegan Hart unable to really get them what they needed, only going 3 1/3 innings. A big blow. Ramirez 3-run homer, and he's at the plate now with 2 men on.
Yeah, it's almost as if we forgot that Hart even started this game. We've seen so many pitching changes, but Stankiewicz really just trying to find GCU's flow here in this opening series game. It's important, you know, that we're going to not see Wong until probably tomorrow, I believe.
Right.
He will be the starting pitcher. So, you know, trying to get these younger guys some game time here and really make something happen. Unfortunately, we've had a rough battle for the pitchers.
Well, Benavides came in and threw very well through the 5th and the 6th, keeping the Lopes in and allowing them to get those 2 runs back, put some goose eggs on the board. But now they're going to need somebody else to step up because with runners on first and second, just 1 out, Manny Ramirez Jr. up. So Malaki's going to come in, see if he can get the job done against the son of, Hall of Fame player in Manny Ramirez. And when he took that pitch in the 4th inning and hit it over the wall, looked a little bit like his dad hitting one over the wall, and he'll be up now with a couple of guys on. So it'll be up to Malaki to see if he can come in and stem the flow here. This will be his 4th appearance for Bobby Malaki. He's got a 9.0 ERA in 2 innings. He's given up 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, walked 3 and struck out 1. So Malaki hasn't been real sharp here so far this season, but they need him to dial it in here if the Lopes want any chance here. Just a 2-run game right now in the 7th.
And it'll be all up to him here in the bottom of this game. 7th inning, of course, as you said. 8-6 here. Really still in this game. Short lead for the Lopes as they saw the Dons go up on them with 6 runs in the 4th.
Well, Bobby Malaki in now, and Malaki out of Lake Havasu High School, played at Hutchinson College. And of course, his dad made 143 MLB appearances and pitched in the majors. And now he's facing a guy whose dad played a number of years in the majors. So some kids of ex-major leaguers doing battle here with 1 out. 8-6 ball game. Puskarich at second and Perry at first. Now one popped down the right side. Evans coming over. Tough play over the shoulder in foul territory, but he makes the grab and stays with it for the out. Nicely done by Evans. Popped foul, so Ramirez can't be happy with that at bat as he heads back to the dugout. Going after the first pitch, though, getting aggressive. And you look at Evans, boy, that's a tougher play than he made it look like. Just stayed with it, caught it over the shoulder, and made the grab for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, a play needed there by the Lopes. 2 outs here. Turning things around. Malaki needing to just pitch out this opening inning for himself.
Villaroman at the plate now. This guy's been a bit of a thorn in the side of the Lopes. They did get him out his last at bat, a fly out to center. That pitch by Malaki. Great pitch on the outside corner for the strike. Villaroman had a bunt single, stole second, and then stole home in the 3rd. And reached on the air, stole second, and came around to score the 6th run of the ball game in the 4th inning. Malaki taking his time here. The 0-1. Down low, picked nicely by Barnes. Blocked it, popped out a glove, but he kept it right in front of him there. The count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. I tell you, this is Villaroman, a good-looking freshman here for the Dons. I mean, I don't know all the freshmen in the West Coast Conference, but early on, he's kind of putting his name at the forefront probably for Freshman of the Year in the West Coast Conference. The 1-1. Foul back.
Absolutely. Having a tremendous game this evening, really making a name for yourself, as you were saying. And Bobby Malaki trying to get him out here. Coming into this game, only a sophomore, transfer from Hutchinson Community College, Kansas.
Throw back to second, and boy, that one almost got away from Malaki. Sides had to range to the right field side of the bag as they tried to throw behind Puskarich. That could have been big trouble there for the Lopes. Those are some of those things with some of the younger players where that's a high risk and not a real high reward play there. The 1-2, Malaki. With the pitch. Oh, that one's going to find the grass. It's going to get down. Puskarich going to come around to score. Throw's going to come back into second. So once again, Villaroman comes up with the base knock. On base for the 3rd time tonight, but that one plates a run. 9-6. Dons push that lead back up to 3.
Yeah, we saw it getting closer and closer, but they will get that run off. 9-6 now, 2 outs. Malaki doing the best that he can really to get out of this inning alive. Hopefully coming out somewhat unscathed here as A number of pitching changes have occurred for GCU this evening.
So the Lopes going through the signs out there because you can almost bet that at some point Villaroman's going to take off and try to steal as Bate steps up to the plate and try to get some action going with runners at the corners. Perry went all the way first to third on that base hit as Puskowitz came in to score. Now Malachy wants to have a conversation. Malice hustles in from third base to talk a little bit as well. Bobby wanted to make sure he knows what's going on if Villaroman takes off and tries to steal his fourth base of the evening. Not going. Oh, and that hit him on the foot. Bases loaded.
Yeah, now as you said again,
wow.
Every pitcher
has
hit someone.
Every pitcher for the Lopes has hit a batter.
Unfortunately.
Not sure if the Dons did something to him in batting practice, upset him or something, but man.
They don't like their colors, maybe.
Good grief. So Dorman's going to come out and have a word as now the bases are loaded. Bate hit by the pitch, and you've got some good, serious speed on the base paths as well. Well, as Dorman's talking here, I'll just give you a quick update here in the Western Athletic Conference play in the tournament. Huge run toward the end of regulation for Bakersfield to push this into overtime. Bakersfield went on an 11-3 run in the final 2 minutes to go to overtime, and guess what? One overtime is not enough. At 56-56, they're going into double overtime in Las Vegas. Come on, Utah Valley, you're killing us.
Yeah, exciting game there.
I am now openly rooting for the Wolverines. Beat Bakersfield, beat Bakersfield, beat Bakersfield. All right, Dorman's done. Malachy's ready to go with the bases loaded here. Pitch in there for strike one. Sinatro, the leadoff man, at the plate. And the sacks are full of Dons. This is a huge at-bat here.
Yep.
It's a 9-6 San Francisco lead. A base hit here going down in the seventh inning. That could spell the end for the Lopes. Malachy trying to get out of this one.
Malachy feeling the pressure, I'm assuming, at this point.
Little chopper left side. Has to wait on a bull. The throw in the dirt pulled him off the bag. Yep. Everybody's safe. Had to hustle the throw. Not sure if a good throw would have got him or not.
Yeah.
Might have to look at the replay here, but boy, that one pulled him off the bag, and just continuing to keep the pressure going. Yeah, even a strike, I think Sinatro beats that one out. So he's credited with the base hit single and an RBI. Bases still loaded. And now the best hitter on the team, Nico Giarratano, at the plate. Giarratano already has a 2 RBI double and a base hit single in this ball game.
Yeah. Seen a little bit of a roller coaster from this game. A lot of ups and a lot of downs here, unfortunately, for GCU. We were getting a little bit closer in margin, but now 10-6. Bases loaded once again, 2 outs.
Well, and that's just a tough luck for Malachy because Sinatro did not hit that ball well at all. Just a chopper to short, but just beat it out. The 0-1. Ground ball right side. Is anybody going to cover the bag? Signs his throw is going to get past Malachy. 2 runs are going to come in to score. And the ball continues to bounce around. Now they're going to try to score from first, and the throw not in time. Oh, are you kidding me? A ground ball to the right side. Signs tried to make a play. It goes past Malachy covering, and everybody comes around to score. Sinatro did not break stride and scores from first. Well, they're just trying to make something happen, and Malice got the throw in time, but he had come a little too far behind home plate, and boy, things coming off the rails here now, 13-6.
Didn't know where he was reaching necessarily. Tried to put his hand before where his vision was. 13-6 now, and a change of events here for the Lopes. Unfortunately, now down with still 2 outs and a runner on third.
Yeah, now Giarratano all the way down to third base. Boy, can't get that final out, and this one's kind of come off the rails for GCU. 1-0 the count. Man, well, that was a ball, once again, a chopper to short that Bull had to make an unbelievable play on. Wasn't able to do it, just had to wait on it. And then the chopper to the right side, and in there for a strike, 1-1. And probably in hindsight, with Smoot up at the plate, in hindsight, Evans probably should have just stayed at first base because then Signs would have had it easily and thrown to first, but That's tough for Malaki to try to cover and for Signs trying to hit him on the run as his momentum's taking him to right field. And
Yep.
the throw just got away and 3 runs come across. Fouled off, 1 ball, 2 strike the count. And it's easy to say up here, like I said in hindsight, saying, oh, Evans probably should have stayed on the bag. But, you know, Evans is thinking, I can't let that ball get through the right side because 2 runs are going to score.
Absolutely. And then just a breakdown completely from the team. The ball in all sorts
Just
of areas
ricocheting
here.
everywhere.
Yeah. Pinball machine out here in Roswell Stadium.
9th batter of the inning once again. Batting around. Fouled off, count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, tough luck for Bobby Malaki because, quite frankly, he you know, the hit batter really hurt him as he put the man on. But he did get a couple of choppers. They just had eyes, and Lopes unable to make the plays, and now they find themselves in a big hole, 13-6 here in the 7th.
And he's coming down when they're down already, down on pitchers, trying
in the
to
air
make
to
things
left.
happen.
Cotton going to make the grab, and mercifully the inning comes to an end. But a 5 spot on the board for the Dons. They scored 6 in the 4th and 5 here in the 7th. 13-6 your score. San Francisco with the lead as we go to the bottom of the 7th.
Get ready to laugh out loud. Comedian and singer-songwriter Tim Hawkins is coming to the GCU Arena April 1st for his April Fool's Day comedy concert. The show is guaranteed to entertain your entire family. Tickets start at $18 with meet and greet options available. Go to the Arena box office or gcuarena.com, and there are also student discounts and group discounts available as well.
Well, I think the San Francisco fans the only one singing here. Nobody's real happy to be singing the Take Me Out to the Ball Game here in the bottom of the 7th. The Dons used a 6-run 4th inning and a 5-run 7th inning to make it a 13-6 ball game. The Lopes have their work cut out for them. That is for sure. And they will send 2, 3, and 4, Signs, Schwartz, and Evans up to the plate against number 22, Scott Parker. Parker had some trouble, gave the Lopes a couple of runs back in the 6th, but now, once again, a 5 spot on the board, and he's got a big lead to work with here in the 7th.
Yeah, still an opportunity to turn things around. 5 runs scored, of course, there, but lots of game left to play for GCU if they can gain some composure and leave it up to the batters now at this point, hoping to get some runs on. We just need some confidence and consistency, and hopefully we're able to make something happen out of this game here.
Well, the big play, Giarratano got that base hit single to second when they tried to throw to Malaki covering first. The ball got by Malaki, and 3 runs came around to score. 2 more runs came around to score, and so things just not working out for GCU. It was an aggressive play by Signs, and Malaki just didn't work out for him. So Signs will lead it off here in the 7th. Up high, ball 1. Signs 1 for 3, has an RBI. Singled in the 1st, had a ground ball to second that produced a run in the 3rd and flew out to right in the 5th. That one is outside, 2-0. Well, the softball squad goes to 21-3 as they pop Stanford 11-1.
That's going to be a big win for them on their record.
Yeah.
Pac-12 school such as Stanford.
Nolan gets the win.
Absolutely.
That one in there for a strike. 2-ball, 1 strike to count to Signs.
Nolan, I believe, ranked about 16th in the nation in strikeouts.
Well, he's having a good year, to say the least.
Yeah, voted preseason WAC player of the year, pitcher of the year currently.
Marolio coming over. Looking ready to make the grab. Oh, my goodness, he did. What a catch. Well, you can see why he's on the Johnny Bench Award watch list. Ben, he just held the mask in his hand the entire time. Just ran into he runs into the edge of the dugout here. Has to go around the edge of the dugout. Then he has to leap up to catch the ball before it hit the netting.
Yeah.
Boy, what a play.
His whole team's like, are you serious, man? That's crazy.
That's the first out of the inning. They'll bring up Garrison Schwartz.
Garrison Schwartz named also to that preseason WAC list.
Up high, ball 1. Gary having a tough go of it here. He had a ground ball that produced a run in the 1st on the fielder's choice, and he flew out to right and struck out in the 5th. 1-0 from Parker, up high 2-0. Well, Parker got behind on Signs. It didn't really bother him too much.
Yeah. Schwartz played in 53 games last year. 42 starts as a sophomore. Named to all-WAC team.
Well, just like last time against Signs. 2 quick pitches wide or high, and then a strike. A 2-1 count now to Gary. 2-1. Missed down low. Good eye. 3 balls and 1 strike now. Utah Valley clinging to a 1-point lead, 61-60 over Bakersfield in the double overtime. 55 seconds to go. Outside corner count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Later on, as soon as that game ends, UMKC and New Mexico State in the second semifinal. Fouled back.
Yep. Got a piece of it there. Trying to keep it alive here at this at-bat for Gary.
Yeah, that 5 runs in the top half of the 7th really took the wind out of the ballpark here.
Yeah.
Lopes were coming back, had it within 2, had some momentum. Checked his swing. Did he go? They're going to look. He didn't go. Ball 4. Boy, if that had been a strike on a check swing there, place might have gone nuts. So that'll bring up Evans. Evans still looking for his first base hit of the night. Ground into a double play in the first, flew out to right in the third, and he lined out to the second baseman, Perry, in the 6th. He scorched one, but Perry able to climb the ladder and make the grab. Evans in 314 on the year. Rips that one to short. Second for 1. Back to first.
Wow.
Double play. And that is the inning. No runs on no hits. There were no errors and nobody left on base. We have completed 7. 13-6 Dons with the big lead.
I am Laura Lozoya, and I am majoring in biology with an emphasis in pre-med at Grand Canyon University. The dorm life at GCU definitely helped me build relationships, and I've made great friends on this campus. The quality education here is great. You're testing your limits, but you're going beyond them. It all comes together. The sciences, the ethics, and just everything. It's a beautiful thing.
Grand Canyon University, the quality of a private Christian education, the affordability of a state university. Visit gcu.edu.
Bobby Malachy back on the hill here, and you wonder why a pitcher's got his front of his uniform so dirty, but tried to make a play on that throw from Signs. Just last inning allowed a couple more runs to score, but 5 runs across in the 7th for the Dons, 6 in the 4th, 2 in the 3rd, and they lead this one 13-6. Both teams with 11 hits, but those 3 errors by the Lopes have caused some trouble, and it's a 13-6 lead for the Dons. Deegan Hart is going to be tagged with a loss if the Lopes can't come back in this one. Hart looking to go 0-4 to start the season if GCU can't make a comeback. But first things first, it'll be Puskarich, and then Marolio, and then Perry. 4, 5, and 6 for the Dons. Puskarich, a ground out in the 2nd, a single. Scored a run in the 4th, hit by a pitch in the 4th. And then a single and scored a run in the 7th. On the outside corner for a strike.
Puskarich, 2nd team all-conference last year and voted to the preseason all-WCC team this year.
Little chopper to short. Bulls got it, sets himself, slings it over to first for the out.
Little hesitation there. Wasn't quite sure it would make it all the way to first, but nice little out there.
So Puskarich retired. Marolio. Yeah, it looked like the ball got a little hung up in the glove there. So a little flip sidearm by Bull for the first out. Marolio looking for his first base hit. He's hit the ball hard. A line out to left, a fly out to center, a line out to first, and then a strikeout in the 7th. Strike on the outside corner. Marolio, boy, he took some big cuts that last at bat.
Been playing nicely at catcher this evening.
The 0-1. 0-2.
This is good for Malachy.
Looks like it's going to be Bobby's ball game to finish out, too. Nobody working in the bullpen down there. The 0-2. Tried to check a swing. He went. There you go. Punched him out. Marolio can't believe it. He kind of flips the bat there. But you could just kind of tell that that was going to be called strike 3. Second strikeout in as many innings for Marolio. And he's looking at an 0 for 5 in this one. Tried to check his swing.
Yeah.
They checked down to first immediately. You can see the reaction.
Two
so
quick
quickly,
outs here,
two quick outs for Malaki, and it'll be Perry at the plate. Perry has been hit by pitch a couple of times in this ballgame. Also reached on a walk. The other time up, he flew out to left in there for a strike. Does that say Watt or triple overtime? I think that says triple overtime.
Is that a good
Is that
thing
true?
for you or a bad thing?
62-62. No, I want Bakersfield to go down. Fouled off, 0-2. You know, we can't play in it, so you want Utah Valley and UMKC to win, right? You want the underdogs to knock off the guys who've been, you know, winning the conference left and right. Bakersfield, New Mexico State. The 0-2. Up high. You know, Utah Valley, as Tom Kuiper and I, we were calling the last game at Bakersfield, and we said, you know, obviously Bakersfield, the team to beat, New Mexico State, the X team, but Utah Valley and UMKC have played really well down the stretch, so watch out for those guys. Fouled back, count stays 1-2. Utah Valley, I think, won, their last 4 or 5 in a row? But I don't know, how many overtimes can you play? You know, I mean, at some point. Of course, I'll have to look at the box score. The way Bakersfield plays defense, they very well might have 3 or 4 guys already fouled out of this ball game, if the officials are actually calling fouls. To wait and see if that's the case or not. Yeah, Smith has already fouled out, and Briggs has 4 fouls. So, 1-2 from Malaki. And shot to center. Coming in is Quiggle. Play it in front of him on 1 hop. So a 2-out base knock for Perry. And he's on base for the 4th time tonight, but the first time he's really earned it. Well, I guess when you get hit by a pitch, you can say earning it there, you know. But he's on base for the 4th time. 2 hit by pitch, a walk. He scored 2 runs. Boy, he's having a good night. And only getting his first base hit here in the 8th inning. And Manny Ramirez Jr. really hasn't done a ton other than that 3-run homer in the 4th.
Yeah, only one thing, really.
Yeah, just one thing.
25 appearances last year, 14 starts as a junior at first base.
Outside corner for a strike.
Only 145 on the season. Coming into his senior season out of Plantation, Florida. He actually played his freshman season at Central Arizona College.
That one fouled off. That was the 0-2. We're told that Manny Ramirez Sr. on the comeback trail. Where's he playing? Playing in Japan, trying to make a comeback.
All right.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out on a high fastball to end the inning. So Malaki gets a couple of strikeouts in this inning and works around the 2-out base hit single. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Lopes only have 6 more outs to work with, though, and they're down 7. 13-6 Dons with the lead.
From the newest apparel to the coolest accessories, use promo code GCUTV20 to get 20% off for being a GCU TV viewer. Let's paint the valley purple. Lopes up. Hoping being a GCU TV employee, I might get that discount as well. Not too sure about that, but I might try it out.
13-6 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Got a pitching change here for the Dons. Number 18 on to throw. Riley Ornito, the 6'4" freshman out of Mountain View, California, and St. Francis High School, on to try to finish this ball game off. And he's got 7 runs to work with here. And if you look at it, you would think the Lopes might be, you'd think they might be winning this ball game if you just look at the numbers. 12 hits for the Dons, 11 for the Lopes, but 3 errors for GCU, and it's a 13-6 ball game. The Dons with the lead. Ornito come on for his 4th appearance of the year. In 2 innings pitched, he's given up 3 hits, 2 runs. They're both earned. He's walked no one and struck out 4, but opponents hitting 300 against him. He's got a 9.0 ERA. And there is some action in the antelope pen. Trying to read the signs here that they're giving me. Jeremy Smith, number 44, up. So Malaki probably going to be done. Smith will come in to pitch the 9th, I would imagine. Don't forget, folks, we'll be back out here at 2 o'clock tomorrow. Is it 2 o'clock already?
Yes,
Game's
2
kind of
o'clock.
dragging by. Is it almost time for first pitch?
I know.
No, it's we're at what, 2:45 here, I think, in this ball game. But
Yeah.
Lopes need a comeback here. You know, they can do it. I mean, the Dons put 6 on the board, then 5 on the board, so
Yep, that's right.
can be done. And they've got a guy who's been hitting the ball well, Cuba Bess, to lead things off. So Bess, Cotton, and Malice due up for GCU.
Best with a good opportunity here.
Yeah, he's 2 for 3. Struck out his first time up. That one misses up high, 1-1 from Ornita. But he struck out. Best did his first time up in the second, and he doubled and scored on a wild pitch in the 4th, and then he singled and scored in the 6th. The 1-1 to Cuba. Down low, 2-1. Good to see, you know, obviously the Lopes want to play well and win as many ball games as they can this year, but there's no postseason. That one fouled back, 2-2. So it's great to see these freshmen and sophomores get as many at-bats and as much game situation as they can. Cuba Bess, a kid that they have high hopes for over the next couple of years, and they will be eligible for that WAC tournament next season.
That's right. Bess with a number of high school accolades. Only actually played 3 out of the 4 years in high school, but number of MVP awards and All-Star League, All-Conference awards as well.
Little squibber to short. And the third baseman, Smoot, wisely gives way to Giarratano. And as you watch Giarratano out there at short, you can definitely see why he was the West Coast Conference Defensive Player of the Year. Just plays a great shortstop out there. And retires Bess for the first out, and they'll bring up Quinn Cotton. Cotton looking for his first base hit of the evening. A ground out to second, a ground out to second, and a pop out to second. It's got something going on with Michael Perry over there. Outside, 1-0.
Another freshman out of Colorado as well, attended Regis Jesuit, Parker, Colorado. A bigger school for Cotton, small school for Bess out of Fruita.
In the air to right center field. Going back is Bate. Warning track. Stops there and makes the grab. So fly out to right, and Ornita coming on and getting a couple of quick outs here. That'll bring up Malice as Cotton heads back to the dugout. Well, Andy Stankiewicz is known for kind of getting set on a lineup and sticking with it. But after this game, you know, there might be a few changes. He might throw some wrinkles into the mix out there. I'm sure there'll be a few spots that'll definitely stay the same, but might do something as that one bounces in front of the catcher, Marolio. But I would imagine you might see some changes out there in the outfield. Maybe give Wyatt a chance at second base, possibly. Although Signs has played well, but just might try to mix things up a bit in the lineup too. The 1-0 in there for a strike. 1-1. The best news for GCU. You've heard the phrase, "You're only as good as your next day's starting pitcher," and Jake Wong is the next day's starting pitcher. He's 2-1 on the year and 1.89 ERA as that one misses upstairs. So if you had to say, hey, who's the best guy to start for us tomorrow, it would be Jake Wong, and he's going to get the ball and he's going to throw tomorrow.
Absolutely. Coach Stankiewicz commenting about his aggressive pitching style against St. Mary's. So coming off of that victory in that little road game series, he'll look to make another comeback in tomorrow's game, of course, starting right here at 2 o'clock.
Well, you can see the guys over there in the dugout. Not real happy with how things are going here, but we'll be back and ready to go at 2 o'clock tomorrow. The 2-2 with 2 outs to Malice. Nobody on. 13-6 lead for the Dons. We're in the bottom of the 8th. The pitch. Took something off of that one. Nice pitch by Ornita, and Malice swings right through it. So Ornita comes in and gets them 1, 2, 3, and the Lopes go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've completed 8 Big lead for the Dons, 13-6. Ninth inning coming up. This is Lopes Baseball on GCU TV.
There's an exciting new destination for food, fun, and relaxation in the heart of Phoenix. Come to GCU Hotel and Canyon 49 Grill, where our hospitality management students gain hands-on workplace experience and deliver unmatched service right alongside the staff. Enjoy beautiful amenities like the resort-style pool and full-service fitness center. From the gaming lawn and patio to the artisanal coffee and teas of GCBC, you'll never want to leave. Room rate $79 per night. Visit GCUHotel.com to book your visit today.
For GCU, with the Dons up 13-6 in this series opener here at Brazel Stadium. Game 2 tomorrow at 2 p.m. The Lopes will have their ace, Jake Wong, going against Daniel Slominski. A couple of righties, and then they'll finish out the series. Lopes hoping either have a big comeback here in the bottom of the ninth or have a chance to get a rubber match on Sunday. Sam Granoff and Jake Repovich, a couple of lefties. Jared McDonald in at catcher for GCU. So Barnes' night is done as Jeremy Smith comes in to pitch. Jared McDonald, the new catcher. Smith, 5'11 junior out of Menifee, California. Played at San Jacinto College. And Jeremy, this will be his second appearance in one inning. He's given up 3 hits, 3 runs. 2 were earned. He walked 1 and struck out 1. Opponents hitting .500 against him, and he's got an 18 ERA. So Smith trying to get the Lopes back into the dugout quickly and put a little 8 spot on the board in the bottom of the ninth and come out of here with a victory.
Yep, transfer. Smith saw a preseason foot injury, coming back here in regular season, of course. Not seeing a whole lot of time, transferring out of California.
Aaron Ping, your pinch hitter here. And boy, that's Villaroman pulled for a pinch hitter. It's good news for GCU. He's been a thorn in the side, the freshman center fielder. Ping, a 6'1", 185-pound junior out of San Diego, California. He'll lead things off here in the ninth against Smith. First pitch from Jeremy. Misses outside. Ball 1. Aaron Ping, 19 at-bats this year, hitting .263 with 1 homer and 3 RBI.
52 appearances last year, 43 starts at second. .257 on the season. The
1-0. Down low, 2-0. So Smith coming in, not throwing strikes, as the Lopes need him to do.
Stankiewicz exhausting all their pitching options, it seems as if, tonight. Smith coming in late to this game.
In there for a strike, 2-0. Well, the good news is, if I always try to find a silver lining in everything.
Good.
Mick Vorhoff and A.J. Franks have not had to throw tonight. So
okay.
They're both available tomorrow night. If Jake can get him to the 6th or 7th inning, those guys can come in and close things out for the Lopes if they have the lead. So there is a little, well, I'm trying my best to find a silver lining. The 2-1, swing and miss, 2-2.
And that there's still 2 more games in this series. So, you know, coming off a little road game rust here back at home.
Right, and, you know, just to be totally honest, this game's not over yet.
Yeah.
Bottom of the ninth, the Lopes would have to put some runs on the board. They had a couple of chances to really throw a big crooked number on the board, but weren't able to do so. The 2 is the most they've scored in an inning. That one in the dirt count goes full 3-2, whereas the Dons have put a 6 spot on the board in the 4th and a 5 spot on the board in the 7th. But GCU, as we mentioned, they still have a shot in this one in the bottom of the ninth inning. It'll be McDonald, Quiggle, and then Bull, the top of the order, due up for GCU. But first things first, Smith trying to get the leadoff man out here. Misses down low, and he walks the leadoff man. Aaron Ping, pinch hitter, gets a walk to start the inning. Brady Bate, the right fielder, came in, was hit by a pitch. He'll step up to the plate here with Ping down at first base. So up 13-6, would seriously doubt anybody's going to be running here.
Smith looking to turn
Ripped
things
down
around.
the left field line, but foul.
Yeah.
Boy, he shot that one in a hurry. Let's look here for the Lopes. They pounded out ton of hits. At 36 hits in that St. Mary's series, scored 23 runs. Unfortunately, St. Mary's pounded out 31 hits and scored 24 runs in that series. And Lopes once again, 11 hits in the ball game. This would be their 4th consecutive 12-hit game if they could get another hit in the bottom of the 9th. The 0-1 in there for a strike, 0-2. Well, in that St. Mary's, the most they scored 5 in the 3rd there, so they've been able to burst out for big numbers in a couple innings so far this year. The 0-2. Bate hits it in the air to right center field. Quiggle coming over. He'll call off the right fielder, Garrison Schwartz, to make the grab for the first out of the inning, and Ping retreats back to first base. So now a double play would get the Lopes out of the inning, but Sinatra is, man, he's a tough guy to double up. Good speed.
Yeah. He's done a solid job this evening. Smith needing to face off well here against him. First out.
First pitch in there for a strike, and in Las Vegas, they are going to their 4th overtime. 72-72.
Is that even possible?
72-72, and they've played, let's see, 40. Wow. What, they're going to be playing their, 55 minutes of play. 72-72. The 0-1.
Either really bad shooting or really bad defense. I'm not sure. Really good defense.
Well, for the game, Utah Valley shooting 30% and 30% from 3, and Bakersfield shooting 28% and 14% from 3, so really bad shooting, I would say.
Yeah, that would do it, yep. 28%, wow.
72-72, and I think Duke and North Carolina scored about 180 points in the actual 40 minutes of the ballgame. But one of those guys is going to play for the championship. We'll keep an eye on it. The 1-1 in the dirt. 2-1. Yeah, Utah Valley had a couple of they beat BYU early in the year. They played well down the stretch, coming in this tournament, winning 3 in a row, and I think they're on a 4-game win streak now. So Wolverines have been playing well on that 4-game win streak. The 2-1 from Smith in the air to center. Quiggle going back and ranging over to his right. Kona makes the grab, and Ping retreats back to first again. 2nd out of the inning. Giarratano at the plate.
Now batting, shortstop, Nico Giarratano.
2 outs now.
Yeah, 2 outs, and Giarratano at the plate. And boy, he's had a pretty nice night. Left-handed or switch hitting shortstop. First pitch up high, ball 1, hitting 382 on the year with 2 homers and 11 RBI. Struck out looking in the first, had a base hit single and an RBI in the 3rd, a double and a couple of RBI in the 4th, lined out to right in the 6th, and had a base hit single in the 7th for an RBI in there for a strike. That was the play where everything broke loose, and the error by Signs added 3 more runs.
Yeah.
Or 2 more runs, I should say. 1-1 count now to Giarratano.
Giarratano, Defensive Player of the Year, All WCC Honorable Mention, and West Coast Conference All Freshman Team. A few
in
years
the air
back.
to left, but slicing foul and going to get into the bullpen area for GCU. So 1 ball, 2 strike to count.
That's going to bring up another at-bat here, keeping things alive, knowing there's 2 outs, runner on first.
1-2 count, 2 outs, Ping down there at first. Evans playing behind him. The pitch to Giarratano, swing and miss, he got him. So the strikeout, so Giarratano's night probably comes to an end. Struck out in the 1st inning, struck out in the 9th inning, but in between did quite a bit of damage, and the Dons have the big lead, 13-6. Last chance for the Lopes. It'll be McDonald, Quiggle, and Bull coming up to try to get back in this. 13-6 Dons.
Join Mercy Me for a night of praise and worship as they bring their 2017 Life Tour to GCU Arena. Introducing songs from their new album, Life, the multi-award-winning band will also play some of their greatest hits for a special night of music that you won't want to miss. They'll be joined by Hawk Nelson and Micah Taylor. Get your tickets at gcuarena.com.
13-6. GCU trails it by 7.
Catching for the Dons, number 25,
Riley Helland in to catch for the Dons, a 6'1", 190-pound sophomore out of Camarillo, California, and Oaks Christian High School. Back on the hill to try to finish this off is the freshman Riley Ornito. He came in the last inning. Right now, if it holds here, and the Lopes would have to have a big rally to make it not hold, but if it holds here, Deegan Hart's going to drop to 0-4 on the season. He'll get tagged with the loss, and Grant Goodman will go to 2-0 on the year. Jared McDonald came in defensively for Barnes. He will lead off here.
Yeah, unfortunately, Hart 0-4 most likely on this season so far. Doing a good job early in this game, but really couldn't maintain what we needed to for this GCU team.
Yeah, it all really fell apart for him in that fourth inning. Hung that inside pitch and was able to take it out of the park was Manny Ramirez Jr. So McDonald getting his first at-bat of the ball game. That went in there for a strike 1-1. McDonald had a great year last year, almost produced an RBI per game last year, was Mr. RBI down the stretch for GCU, was really their most productive catcher and was able to be the starting catcher down the stretch for GCU. Fouls that one off, 1 ball and 2 strikes the count to McDonald.
Yeah, appeared in 25 games last year, 19 starts, hitting .362, as you said. Was ranked first in the conference with that little RBI record there.
Swing and a miss. Throw down from the catcher for the first out of the ninth. That'll bring up Quiggle. Kona singled and came in to score back in the third. Singled was caught stealing in the fifth and got a base hit single and an RBI, a couple of RBI in the sixth. That base hit by Quiggle in the sixth to plate a couple of runs. Cut it to an 8-6 lead, and you thought, man, the Lopes are looking good. They're right back in this thing. Had all the momentum, and then 5 runs across in the top of the seventh. Quiggle fouls that one off. He's 3 for 3 with a run and 2 RBIs. So the freshman number 9 hole hitter having a nice ball game here tonight, hitting .371 on the year. No homers, but 3 RBI. Taking over in center field for the Lopes. Up high. Ping in left for the Dons. Sinatro in center. Bates stays out in right.
One out. Still some potential here.
The 1-1. Popped up. Looks like Bull is going to be done for the night as well, as Mumper has a bat and is in the on-deck circle. But Stankiewicz is also in the on. He's in the dugout, so maybe Stankiewicz probably going to hit for Signs if things keep going. The 1-2. One out here in the ninth. Up high, 2-2.
Quiggle, freshman here from Phoenix, attended Greenway High School. It's really been a freshman show this whole evening. A lot of freshmen seeing a lot of game time.
Down low, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Quiggle trying to get a 4-hit ball game here. A little flare out there, and the shortstop makes the grab. Geritano showing the range out there. So the Lopes down to their final out. That'll be Mark Mumper pinch hitting for Austin Bull. Bull had a pretty nice day. Was 3 for 4. So Mumper gets a chance here. Try to start the 2-out rally for the Lopes.
Mumper, a sophomore out of Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Attended Mountain Vista. 19 games last year as a freshman. 7 starts, hit it 154, 4 for 26.
First pitch in there for a strike. So Mumper at the plate here for GCU. Mumper, just his 3rd at bat, fouls it off right side. He's down, no balls and 2 strikes. Mumper 1 for 2 with a run scored. Just his 3rd game played this year. Started 1 game so far. The 0-2. Ground ball to 3rd. Smoot's got it. The throw to 1st. And that is going to be the ball game. Well, the Dons get the victory. 13 runs on 12 hits, no errors, and 7 left on base. The Lopes, 6 runs, 11 hits, 3 errors, and 4 left on base. They pound out 11 hits, double-digit hits for the 4th game in a row, but could not come up with the victory in this one. The Dons go to 9-5. The Lopes go to 3-7, and we'll get back here and do it tomorrow.
Yep.
Jake Wong, a record of 2-1, a 1.89 ERA on the hill against Daniel Slominski, a record of 1-1, a 2.55 ERA. That's a 2 p.m. start, and you know the
That's
Lopes quick turnaround, but they're going to want to get back in the field, Taylor, as quickly as possible to get this
Yep.
taste out of their mouth.
Yeah, unfortunately, things came to a head here this evening, but Jake Wong, if anyone can do it, I believe he can turn things around tomorrow. Stankiewicz believes in him a lot. Really had a great game against St. Mary's on the road when they played, and he really has a tremendous effort, 1.89 ERA and 2-1. So I think tomorrow will be a great game.
Well, thanks for tuning in. We got more GCU baseball tomorrow, as you just heard. Lopes tried to even out this 3-game series with Jake Wong, the fabulous sophomore right-hander, on the mound. Follow Grand Canyon University on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GCU. 13-6 Dons get game 1 of this series. Have a great night. We will see you tomorrow afternoon at 2. Go Lopes.